All right, mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. My name is Mr. M, and I'm joined by my partner in crime, fellow board member of the Queens World Film Festival, Mr. Rich. Mr. Rich, what's going on with you?
How's it going, Mr. M? It's going so far so good. This is now the 15th Queens World Film Festival.
Hold on. I'm doing too much, man. I'm doing too much. I'm pressing buttons. I'm acting like I'm not a pro. Let's start that again. My name is Mr. M, board member here at Queens World Film Festival, director of communications. And you wouldn't be able to know that from the way I just fumbled that transition up. Salute to all my filmmakers. And we're here at the annual Queens World Film Festival, annual kickoff Potluck Live. And I'm here with my partner in crime, fellow board member, new to the board this year. Congratulations, Mr. Rich. Mr. Rich, talk to us.
Thank you, Mr. M. I am here. I've been part of this festival now for 15 years. This is the 15th Queens World Film Festival, and man,
Queens World Film Festival.
That's right.
Make sure y'all get that right, because there was some copycatters.
Absolutely, yeah. You want to make sure it's Queens World Film Festival.
Yeah.
Now, I know that Queens World Film Festival this year, we're turning 15. We have plenty of films going on from several nations, several days. Not only that, we have a theme. You know what this year's theme is, Mr. M, by chance?
Yeah, I do, but don't quiz me like that, man. I got notes.
Yeah, you got your notes there.
Nah, you tell them, man.
There you go. Yeah, I'll give you a heads up. I know it's connections, made, missed, and yearned for. Now, we also know that the festival is going to be happening, by all means, it's going to be from November 5th through the 15th, and it's going to be in 2 locations, which is going to be the Museum of Moving Image. Have you been to the Museum of Moving Image, Mr. M? I'm sure you have.
Of course. I've enjoyed plenty of screenings at the Queens World Film Festival at the Museum of Moving Image. I want to say at least one of my screenings happened there. I'm also alumni here at the Queens World Film Festival, like my brother, Mr. Rich.
And more importantly, we're also going to be at the Kaufman Astoria Studios. And that's history here in Queens. And that's one of the things I actually love and appreciate. That not only that we actually get to see amazing films, but we actually get to be in the locations where film pretty much started, pretty much here in New York City before Hollywood.
Right.
I love that. Yeah.
And today, let them know where we are while we do this quick little transition.
Well, absolutely. Today
we
are in not only Queens, but we are in Long Island City at the Loco Hostel. And this is one of the many places where we do a lot of our kickoff parties, a lot of our trailer parties. This is where we actually bring filmmakers not only to network, but we also want them to communicate. And not only that, talk about their films. Today, we're going to be talking with several filmmakers, not only about their films, but where we can actually see it, where we can learn about it, find out more information, and all of that. But before we get into the filmmakers, we want to be able to introduce the people who are behind the Queens World Film Festival. The main person who chooses a film, curates all the blocks, and who's been pretty much the creator, the absolute creator of the Queens World Film Festival for the past 15 years. We got him on the seat right about now. We'd like to introduce our artistic director, Preston Cato.
Thank you.
How's it going, Preston? Now, we know that you pretty much curated this whole film festival. First of all, do you know how many films, how many nations, how many days? How many films do we have in this festival this year?
I think it's about 125.
Really?
Yep, about 125, 23, 24 blocks.
Wow. Okay. So we got about 125 films. We got, let's see. Yeah. Now, Preston, when it comes to curating these films, what's your process? How do you choose the films that are going to be screened for the Queens World Film Festival?
What we do is the first thing we do is my committee, we watch the films. Mm-hmm. And then what we do next is everybody makes notes and scores them. And then what happens next is I begin to sort these out and decide what's coming off. What do I see? We discover there are themes emerging, ideas, and it's quite coincidental because we have no idea what's out there. And then what happens? That leads us to the next step, which is then we start making certain selections. And then we put those on 3x5 cards. And then we take them from 3x5 cards with notes on there. We lay them out on 2 6-foot tables. And so there might be initially, I think we had almost, I think Kathy said about 200 cards.
Wow.
So out of the 405 submissions, we have written that many cards that we thought, okay, these are in the ballpark. These are kinds of things we're looking for and not looking for, but here they are. So then we start matching themes with themes. And you know what the themes are for this particular year. And then you put like with like. Ideas. And so that's where you get these mixed blocks. And then we start shuffling them around, and then we create blocks of like-minded films out of the entire sea of films. And so then we whittle it down till we get to what we think is something that's manageable for this particular year, and we create the blocks. Then we look at the schedule and figure out where we can put pieces. And now we may get that far. We have them laid out all over 2 6-foot tables and paper. And suddenly one comes in late that changes everything.
I can imagine having all of that organization. This is a very is it a very intricate process from the looks of it. I would hate to see an open window with all those cards laying on the table.
Well, it did happen this year. So an open window was open and cards flew off the table, and then you put them back. Maybe there's a new block in there. That's right?
Well, there you go. Look at that. A little bit of inspiration.
That's
just by divine intervention. Just
divine inspiration.
Yeah, exactly.
So you watch and your team watch all of the films, correct?
Absolutely.
Front to back.
Front to back.
Start to finish. Why?
Well, among other things, we know if you're on Vimeo, the filmmaker can tell if you've been watched. Mm-hmm. And we want to guarantee every filmmaker we have watched your film. And we make sure that if it's screened, 2 people have watched your film. Ah. So therefore it's not just a single person go, I want this in. And so we want to guarantee the filmmakers that we genuinely watch those films.
Were there anybody that didn't make it this year that you was like, I wish I had room for them, or they almost made it? Any honorable mentions?
Well, oh God, that's hard. Yes, there's always films that we want to get in, but we just can't find a place to put it. And part of that placement is maybe the theme wasn't quite right, and maybe we just don't have the physical space. Now, in other times when we've had more blocks, then you can have more films. And even it's people who have been with us before. You know, those are really hard because we want to support them because they've grown, and maybe it's really good, but it didn't quite fit. And that's heartbreaker.
Yeah.
Well, for 15 years now, we've been celebrating the Queens World Film Festival, seeing so many different films. From the very beginning, what made you want to create a film festival, and let alone a film festival here in Queens?
Well, let's just say Catherine and I, there was a previous film festival, which will remain nameless, that had some issues. And we felt that the borough deserved better. And we understand this is, the world's borough. There's all these languages spoken here, and there's an audience for any kind of film. Mm-hmm. So we thought, let's launch something that's community-minded, community-based. And as you know, Richard, Catherine's always been involved in youth development.
Absolutely.
And so part of our plan was we're also going to be involved in youth development. And we had programs at PS 69, the 5th grade, which we were part of.
Yes.
And that was part of it. And that was the inclusion class, and these kids were great.
Yes.
And so that was our plan, was to not just screen films once a year, but to be out there building up relationships, arts for kids, young adults, and even seniors. So that was the other thing, was outreach.
Now, Preston, you're also a filmmaker. You've had films in the past. Being that you're a filmmaker and with all the experiences, not only as a visual storyteller, but also creating this festival, when you see upcoming filmmakers, young, whatever age, whatever level, do you see yourself in them by any chance? And if you do, what advice would you give to other future filmmakers who are looking to put out their stories?
Well, really, I haven't seen myself in their work.
Mhm.
I see originality. I see people dealing with subject matters that aren't necessarily mainstream, and that I find to be hopefully challenging for our audience because it gives them a different approach to something. It's just not as simple, not the simple beginning, middle, and end. And that's why I'm looking forward to these personal pieces of work outside of the norm.
Right.
So I try not to invest myself in it, in the film itself, looking for something that even connects to me. But I myself I've never made a genre film in my life.
Right.
So I'm open to anything. I love a good old fashioned Hollywood kind of a film, but I like something that's a mess.
Right. So let me ask you something, right? You spoke about, have you seen yourself in any of the younger filmmakers? Tell us about some of their experiences growing with the filmmakers and watching them grow. So like you've seen Mr. Rich, excuse me,
Yeah.
for 15 years. You've seen him and his growth. You've seen my growth for almost about the same time,
Yeah.
right?
I can remember when you handed off a film for the festival.
Yeah. It's a special story. I was still burning the DVD downstairs.
On your car. That's
In the
right.
car.
Here it is, still hot.
Exactly.
Yeah. Actually, wait a minute. It's almost done. That happened.
Right.
But yeah. Talk
I
to us.
saw something in that film.
Not really.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. Tell us about watching these filmmakers grow up throughout the film festival, as the film festival's been around for 15 years.
Yeah, any
Tell-
standouts?
yeah, like,
Anyone that sticks
Well,
out?
even just in general, like, because we don't want to make single nobody out,
No.
make nobody feel, bad because they wasn't getting,
Right.
they didn't get a shout out. But tell us about, your experience mentoring us over the years and watching us grow, just in general. Like, what's that been like for you?
well, we find, there's many who have been with us for quite a long time,
Mm-hmm.
and we have seen their growth. And it really is heartwarming. And on two levels. One, it's heartfelt, but it's also intellectual because you understand look what they're now doing. And sometimes, and just because you're getting better, and that's a tough word, better,
Mm-hmm.
different, and you've made improvements. The person is maybe different kinds of challenges with the work,
Mm-hmm.
and we admire that. But sometimes you can't take it because it still doesn't fit with that particular year's theme.
Mhm.
So it's a little of both. We do have a couple filmmakers this year who have made their first features, and one of them made it in, and it's an outstanding piece of work.
When you say we have filmmakers and one of them made it, like, elaborate. So you're saying that they came through the festival as associates, or
No, they came through it as filmmakers.
as filmmakers,
And
and this was their first feature, so they were doing shorts.
Right,
before.
they were
Okay.
doing. That's right, they were doing shorts, and I can tell in the filmmaker's growth.
Mhm.
I can see in the work when he changed.
Right.
He went from what you might say, how it is when you first kind of maybe make little baby jokes, or perhaps something that's an homage to something else.
Mhm.
And then this young person, he made something that he just had to make something personal, and you could just feel it.
Right.
And when it's that personal and it comes off the screen, you go, he just turned the corner.
Right. Well, everybody that's been through the festival hasn't always come back though, right? But
That's right.
But you stayed in touch with a lot of these people, so just give us a little bit more about your mentorship. Like, how does it feel to mentor us though?
Well, I've been a long-time teacher. I taught the Digital Film Academy 15 years.
Yeah.
And so
Rest in peace to them.
what's that?
Rest in peace to that school. Though.
Oh my God, yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Well, he sold it, and a large conglomerate bought it.
Oh, so it's still in operation?
No,
Okay.
The Digital Film Academy is a very good place to go. And what they had was film was one part of the deal, and the other was code writing.
Oh, okay. So
they got the filmmaking was kind of glamorous,
yeah,
but expensive.
right.
Code writing is not.
All right. So back to the mentorship. back to Preston mentoring us though. Tell us about your experience mentoring these youth.
Well, what happens
coming
is,
through the festival?
I think the mentorship is when we give, if they want feedback, we'll give it to them.
That's another thing you do, right? You give everybody feedback whether they make it in the festival or not, correct?
That's right. It's possible. I mean, we can't do it to all 400 people.
Right.
But we do when the opportunity comes up. If they're curious, we'll let them know.
Okay.
And
Well, that's kind of
what
good because a lot of filmmakers are first submitting to a film festival for the first time. We would love to get some of that feedback, especially from an actual film festival, to be able to know what to do best. Speaking of that topic, though, what would be your best advice for anyone who's submitting a film to a film festival? What would be the best way for them to present your film to sort of stick out from the other ones? What, in your opinion, would be that advice?
Great question.
Well, with us, it just simply comes down to, did you check all the boxes?
Mm-hmm.
Did you fill up? Did you put in all the information? And that's one.
Mm-hmm.
Can you read and do the work? And then your film, and then just when I hit play, it plays. Right? That's the other key thing. And I don't like you don't like to say work in progress or whatever it might be. I mean, what you're submitting is what you're submitting. And this is the only way I get to know you. Mm. And then there's the other end of it. So it's not just the film. It's, are you doing the managing part, the business? Remember, it's show,
right?
Business. So we see the show, but are you taking care of the business? Do you answer your emails from the director, the executive director?
Yeah.
Can we contact you, etc.? Is the information there? So that's the business part. So it's a little of both, because if we see something, there might be a hiccup or something, or we want to be able to get hold of you, and we hope you respond. So that's the business part.
Right.
So it's a little of both. And we also, when you're at the festival, we do things like tonight and other events, which highlights the filmmakers and everything that we do, Kath and I do, it's all about the films.
Right.
That's our focus. That's our absolute focus. We want to present the film work as best we possibly can.
Right.
But it's show business.
Yeah. I love that. I love the fact that it's show business. Now, here's my next question. Because it's show business, I'm sure you get a lot of different films from different budgets, from high budgets to low budgets. And I'm sure like the high budget ones are the ones that are pretty meticulous when it comes to sending in their stuff. What about the low budgets? What are the first-time filmmakers? Are you that more scrutinous when it comes to them submitting, or do you see potential? I'd like to know more about that.
I don't pay attention to budgets. Some people will put what they spent in there, and I've seen things like as $500, and I've seen films submitted with more than $1 million. But I don't pay attention to that. I mean, it's in there. That's in their information, but that doesn't affect me. I mean, is it good? Meaning good? Does it resonate with me? That's what good means. And I know it was one of our very first festivals. We had a black and white film is a local filmmaker, and it dealt with a person caught in purgatory. And this was one of the it sticks in my mind to this day. It had no budget. It's a little clunky, but the idea was so freaking good. I mean, that's it. The idea was incredible. And so his limitations on one side just amplified the circumstances of the person in this position.
Right.
And I swear to God, it's one of the best films he's ever made.
Yeah, I always say that yourself and Catherine do a great job at identifying people who actually put their blood, sweat, and tears into the film. You know? Yeah, because that's how I feel I got picked. I was a first-time filmmaker. It was a passion project. I didn't even know I was a executive producer and director, and I didn't care about those titles. I just did the film.
Yeah, you did. Wasn't it you drop kicked the baby or something?
I played a character that drop kicked the baby.
That's right.
in a mockumentary.
Right.
I love that about you, Mr. Right there. That's new information we discovered about this.
And I tell you, when I saw that, I go, this guy's in.
Yeah, I had a risky film as a mockumentary on gangster rap.
Yeah.
But we had a lot of subtext in it, and we put everything into that film.
Yeah.
You know, not necessarily. Well, I put all the money I could, but I put a lot of grit
Well, you
into
can
it.
see the heart in it.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't mean that sloppy or otherwise, but
Right.
I mean it. You could just you can't force that to happen.
Right. Absolutely.
It's just there.
Yeah.
It's there, and you can read it when and you can. And doesn't a big budget can be a beautiful film and all that sort of stuff. But where's the heart?
Right. Where's the flavor? Yeah.
Yeah, the flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yes,
Sure,
and the filmmakers love you too. And we got people watching, but you're not talking in the comments. So we want to see some comments.
Absolutely.
We want to know.
Questions, throw us out too. We'd love to be able to get some audience questions about going on. But in the meantime, some information. I believe we have 124 films from 17 nations, 17 days, 3 screens, 2 venues, and everyone who comes, the audience, which means you. The theme of this year, I believe, is connections. Is that correct?
That's right.
Made, miss, and yearn for. Why connections?
Well, isn't that what life is all about? Making connections and making connections, and you make them, and sometimes lose them, and then you yearn for them. And some films had those exact feelings that came across.
I love it. And I believe it's going on from November 5th through the 15th at the Museum of Movie and Image and Kaufman Astoria Studios.
Yes.
I love the fact that they're presenting there. There's so much history there. Was this your first choice? Both the Museum of Movie and Image and Kaufman Astoria Studios?
Yes.
I love it because of the history. So that's, once again, 124 films, 17 nations, 17 days, 3 screens, 2 venues, and you guys. The theme is Connections Made, Miss, and Yearn For. If you want tickets or more information, you can visit the website at queensworldfilmfestival.com. This is Artistic Director Preston Cato. Mr. Cato, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. And not only that, informing us, our future filmmakers, on what it is that they need to get their films put out there or actually looked at for other festivals.
Yeah, be truthful.
Absolutely. And this is coming from the artistic director himself. So, filmmakers, please.
And everything I said's a lie. No.
All right, we do got a comment. Just One Love. Salute to Just One Love. She says, I can't see the screen from here because I'm sitting over here. Mr. Rich, read that for me.
All right. What do you look forward to seeing happening during the festival? What are you looking to see happening during the festival? Good question, by the way.
What do I like to see? I like to see people having an experience they can't get anywhere else.
I love it. I love it. So hopefully you guys got that. I can tell you this, between Mr. M and myself, we've been part of this festival for 15 years. The reason why we keep coming back is because it's not only such a fun festival, but this is a festival for the filmmakers. This is a festival for the actual stories.
Yes.
So please tell your stories, submit your stories. You have the advice from the actual artistic director himself on how to be able to get yourself out there. Preston, thank you so much for giving us some time on your talking to us. Real quick. I know you got a lot to do, and we're going to see if we can get more interviews. Yes, we got another filmmaker coming on right over here.
We'll see you. Thank you.
That's it. Thank you again, Preston. In the meantime, while Preston leaves, I'm going to be thanking some of our sponsors that we have here today. Queens World Film Festival, first of all, enjoys the support of businesses, foundations, and elected officials from numerous sectors because the festival provides an incredible marketing opportunity for those who wish to reach filmmakers and film lovers. Queens World also supports Black-owned businesses. And while these businesses are not direct festival partners, we urge you to use the link that's found at the Queens World Film Festival website, and it's under our sponsor page. And you'll be able to find businesses that you wish to support under a link that is Support Black-Owned Businesses, 181 places to start online. So feel free, if you're looking to support any Black-owned businesses, we have a whole list for us to do. And some of our venues that we'd like to thank, first of all, will be the Museum of Movie and Image. We also want to be able to thank the Kaufman Astoria Studios. Those are 2 venue locations. I believe we're going to be having a filmmaker breakfast lunch, and that's going to be happening on November 8th at 10 o'clock. It's going to be our industry event, and that's also going to be brought to you by our sponsor, City National Bank. Some of our other sponsors, especially our media sponsors, is going to be QNS. That's Queens for ya. Queens Chronicle, and It's in Queens. Because we are the Queens World Film Festival, we want to make sure that we represent Queens. Our industry partners are going to be Indie Collect, Deadline AV, and the New York Women in Film and Television, and also Chipaway Productions. Our hospitality partners are Saks Place, which is right next to the Kaufman Astoria Studios. I believe we're going to be able to have some, that's going to be our official kind of partying place. So if you guys want to be able to go on and hang out there, feel free. And lastly, our community partners from the Astoria Bookshop, the New York City Department and Youth and Community Development, my apologies, Jackson Heights Beautification Group since 1988, the New York City Football Club, Lockwood, 34th Avenue Open Streets in Jackson Heights, Jack Jones Irish Gastropub, Toodles in French, the Shakar Krishnan City Council, Partnership for After School Education, and Queen's Memory. Queens World is made possible in part by Queens Community Arts Grant as part of the statewide Community Regrants Program funded in the New York State Council of the Arts and managed in the Flushing Town Hall. The New York State Council of the Arts statewide Community Regrants Program, formerly the decentralized program with the support of Governor Kathy Hochul and the New York State Legislature. It was made possible in part by the funding through the New York City Council members, Shakar Krishnan and Department of Youth and Community Development, and public funds from the Queens Art Fund, a regrant program supported by the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs in partnership with the New York City Council and administered by the New York Foundations of the Arts. Now that we got all of our sponsors thanked, we can now continue with our interviews with our filmmakers.
Wait. First of all, I want to say salute to everybody who actually sat there and wait during the transition and listened to Mr. Rich as he plugged all of those things that we needed to plug. Thank you to you. Thank you, everybody's watching. Please leave a comment. Let us know what you're thinking. Do you have any questions for these filmmakers? Any questions for us? Anything you want to say? I'm going to ask that you move over so we can get you on the mic. All
That's
right.
right. We have another filmmaker amongst us right now, and she's going to be able to introduce herself real quick, and we'll just take it away. So hi, hello, welcome. I'd like for you to please introduce yourself, your film, when and where it's playing.
My film is called
And-
Anomy. My film is called Anomy. My name is Natasha Prosen Stearns. I'm a filmmaker from Slovenia living in Los Angeles. And Anomy, it's a experimental film that is playing on Sunday, the 9th of November at Astor Zucker Studios.
Oh, nice. Okay, now you say it's an experimental film. As you know, that this year our festival has a theme, and it's pretty much our connections. It's pretty much made, missed, or yearned for. Since your film is kind of experimental, does your film has any relation to the theme itself? How would you connect it?
Absolutely. My whole work has the correlation to the film, to the theme of connection.
Start from the beginning. Got to always talk to the mic. I know you want to look at us, but
Right.
we
You can look at him,
we want them to hear you. We want them to hear you.
Absolutely. My entire work actually has a lot to do with the theme of connection, because it's all about, I'm going back to the film that is going to screen this year, Anomy, which means falling apart of standards in society and how to break that and how to find the word out of it. And I find it in connection with nature. That's why there are all these colors. I recorded layers and layers of super extreme close-ups of flowers and connected with silhouettes of people. So this is the connection. Connection.
Yeah, no,
And this is that was what we're watching, is the trailer to the film right here.
Yes.
those are really beautiful visuals.
Thank you. Yes, there. I work with the galleries a lot, so these are oftentimes called moving paintings. And this particular piece has its iteration as a 3-channel video installation, and it was commissioned by NLB. This is a bank in Slovenia, in my home country. So it's on display right now in the capital of Slovenia, Ljubljana, for until February next year.
Is this a mixture of close-ups and still images?
Yes, there are also still images, but mostly it's layers, between 5 and 7 layers of moving images of really extreme close-ups of flowers, on which we are changing the lighting. That's where the movement comes from, and it's really so close that sometimes lens is almost touching the petals.
Now, being that these visuals are so beautiful and amazing, it's like, what's your expectations? What do you think the audience? How is it going to resonate to the audience? What do you think they're going to leave feeling or talking about after watching this film?
Well, as every artist, I hope it's gonna touch the audience. It's gonna open their heart. It's gonna open some horizons and something to think about. And I believe in a poetic approach, in something that it's not all explained, and it leaves a lot of room to imagination and to dreams. So I think this is where I connect to the audiences.
I love it. I love it.
So let me ask you, because we have a little bit of time left with you. I know you got some networking to do over there with the other filmmakers.
It's okay. That's part of it.
Yes, it is. So why did you submit to Queens World Film Festival? What drew you to Queens World Film Festival?
I was told by a friend of mine that it's a really fun festival, and I sent my first film last year, Misericord. So this year I'm coming back with this film, so it's the second time.
Okay.
And
so you got in last year too.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Returning
And-
filmmaker. Nice.
Right, and yes, this is a great thing about Queens World Film Festival. It's the whole alumni project, because I continued the communication with Kata and the team. So this year, I don't only have a film inside of the festival, but also a screening in Stewart Theatre on the 23rd of October, which is going to be just selection of my works the entire evening. But this is also in collaboration with Kata and Queens Film
Right.
Festival.
Yeah. Salute to Stewart Cinema. They're great over there. I love Emily Stewart. She's a great person. So tell us about your experience at Queens World Film Festival in the past.
Yeah, especially since you're returning as well. You have experience.
Unfortunately, last year I was unable to come in person, so it was just my film who traveled. But this year I'm happy to be here. So.
Okay. And where can we hear more about your film and yourself? Your social media handles, website, things of that nature.
My Instagram, Natasha Stearns, or YouTube video channel that has a lot of followers thanks to my video Mud, which is shot at mud volcanoes in Los Angeles, and it kind of became viral. So it's an interesting development.
I'll be in Los Angeles later next month. I'll hit you up. Yeah.
There you go. Look at that.
Cool. Be out there for a film screening. So
Now,
Absolutely.
we want you to definitely enjoy the night. This is all about the filmmakers. We want you to network and all of that. We also want to have success for your films. But before we let you go off to meet other potential storytellers, we want to let everyone know that we're all about Queens. We're part of the Queens World Film Festival. Everything's happening in Queens. Since everything's happening in Queens, would it be okay if you could just look right into the screen right over there? And can you just say for us, we will see you in Queens?
We will see you in Queens.
So you want to look in the camera?
But make sure you get the microphone there.
Yeah.
Where's the
We
camera?
need the
That's
audio.
camera.
We need the
That's that camera.
yeah, but we
Okay.
need the audio.
Absolutely. Whenever you're ready.
Say it again.
We will see you in Queens.
We will see you in Queens.
Thank you so much. Once again, can you let us know
Thank you.
when
Thank
your
you.
film is
No
I'm
problem.
sorry, this was all over the place.
No worries, but can you tell us one more time? Absolutely. We're still on, but I want to know one more time if your film, when it's going to be playing and where.
On microphone?
Yes.
So my film Anomy will play on November 9th in Astor Zucker Studios at noon.
Perfect.
Okay?
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to try to get more filmmakers coming along. Absolutely. But in the meantime, while we get our other fingers to come, we're also going to give you, once again, letting you know, we're going to be having some special events happening as well. So obviously today is our annual kickoff. We're celebrating all the filmmakers today, but on October 15th, we're going to be having our presser as well as Queensboro Hall. It's going to be at 10 a.m. November 5th, that's our opening night. Yes, November 5th at 7 p.m. Check the calendar, check your websites. We're going to be having a lot of films happening that day, so feel free to join us at our opening night kickoff. Let's not forget some other venue and opportunities. On November 8th, we're also going to be having a Filmmakers Breakfast Pitch Fest. It's going to be an industry event. So we're going to have several of our filmmakers pretty much pitching their movies, networking, and all of that. Now, on November 8th, we're also going to be having our Queen's Corner at the Redstone. We're going to be doing all of these. This is all also on our website, so feel free to look at our calendar so that way you're up to date on all our different events. And let's support some of these filmmakers, not only by just showing up to their films, but also showing up to the events as well, too. November 10th is also another day that we're going to be putting it out at 6 p.m. at the Zuckers. We're going to have First Frames, and it's going to be all of our student films. All of our young filmmakers out there who are looking to actually get into the industry, this is their opportunity to get shown off. Once again, that's November 10th at 6 p.m. at the Zucker. On November 13th at 5 p.m., we're also going to have at the Zucker is going to be a Rise of Flicks distribution panel. Any upcoming filmmakers are looking to see if they can get distributed. This will be an opportunity for you to come. Let's see if we have another filmmaker coming along. I do believe we do have a couple of people that are coming along too. Once again, we want to remind everybody that the Queensville Film Festival is... There's my notes. Sorry. The Queensville Film Festival. First of all, we're turning 15. Once again, it's going to be 124 films, 17 nations, 17 days, 3 screens, 2 venues, and you. Our theme is going to be Connections Made, Missed, and Yearned For. Going from November 5th to the 15th, it's going to be at the Museum of Moving Image, as well as the Kaufman Astoria Studios. 31 blocks of interesting, challenging, exciting films from around the world and around the corner. Once again, this is curated by our artistic director, Preston Cato, and his team. The features represented a world vision of stories coming from across the globe. The short films are screened in thematic blocks of like-minded films grouped to create a specific cinematic experience. So, with that said, we have new filmmakers here with us today, and we'd like to see if we can actually introduce them real quick. So I believe we have the filmmaker and actually the person that's actually based off. Is that correct?
That's right.
All right. So please introduce yourself, your film, and when and where it's playing.
My name is Steven Spiliotis, filmmaker, and I'm here with Richard Mazda, who is the subject of my film called Fire in My Belly.
Really? Now, I personally know Richard Mazda, so I'm also very interested to see what this film is all about. So obviously you do know that this year our theme is all about connections. It's made, missed, and yearned for. Now, being that our theme is all about connections, how would you describe your film? Does your film actually, I'm sure it fits within our theme, but how would you describe on how it fits in?
I think that the thing about when you talk about connections, this, in the same way that this is a very local film festival that's grown very big, I've been involved in the art scene in Long Island City since 2005, and it's always been about community. So the reason I know Steve, the filmmaker, in the first place, is that I have been employing Steve to work for the LIC Arts Open, which I started and run, but also I run the Secret Theatre. So Steve and sometimes his partner, Reiko, either one of them takes pictures for us. So we've got a long-standing connection in that way. And then the actual film, I would say that there's a connection in the film because I was telling him about the cardiac arrest that I went through.
Oh, wow. Spoilers.
And yeah, you have to watch the whole movie. I was telling him about the cardiac arrest, and it was something about what I said inspired Steve to say, let's do something about this. Let's make a film. And that's what we've been doing.
Well, I'm happy to say that after hearing that story, that you're actually here with us to be able to tell us. So thank you for that, and thank you for documenting it. This sounds like a very, very inspiring story. Can you give us a few? Can you give us a description? What can we expect?
Okay, so Richard and I had a casual conversation on the phone, as he said. He said, "Did you know my heart stopped for 19 seconds?" I said, 19 seconds? I can't even hold my breath for 19 seconds. Try it, right? And so I said, my next question was, has this changed your life? You know, this experience. And so Richard said, you know, I've been doing acting, writing music all my life, and I have these songs that I want to record. I said, cool, let's do that. And I had a 1-day assignment from a group that I had. I said, you know what, let's do a 1-day assignment.
Wow.
So I got Richard in his home monitoring his heart and walking the dogs. And then in the evening, he was in the recording studio with his engineer, Raphael. And so I set up a couple cameras, set up some lights, and we record. And Richard, unbelievable. He's singing, playing bass guitar, rhythm guitar, all this, right? And
So you have like a one-man band here.
oh yeah, it was amazing. So we captured all that, and along with the interview, it's turned out to be a little 5-minute piece, a little short.
I like that. I
Yeah.
like that. It's sort of like getting to know a community member in quite literal, in
Yeah.
a literal sense. Yeah.
Almost nobody in New York knows me directly from my musical career. And I mean music, not musicals. I'm to everybody that I'm now good friends with in New York. I guess I'm the theater guy, right? And but prior to that, when I was younger, I had record deals, publishing deals, produced lots of records for other people. I wrote an R&B #1. You know, people don't know that stuff about me. And I've continued writing songs. So after you go through a kind of life-changing experience of having a cardiac arrest, you're faced with two choices at least, which is one, oh, I better retire right away because I'm not very well. Or the other choice is the way that I went, which is to kind of almost stick a finger up to the universe and say, screw that, I'm not ready. And so, you know, I'm pacing myself health-wise. But for example, the project which Steve sort of saw the beginning of is moving forward again this month rather next month, because a drummer who worked with me when he was 15 and 16 went on to be quite famous. He was recently playing with Joe Bonamassa, King Crimson. He's worked with Oasis.
Wow.
So Jeremy and I stayed friends over the years. He's now like a world recognized drummer. So he's coming over and I'm going to put him on some of my new tracks. So I've been reaching out to some people who are, at the very least, they're very talented musicians. And you know, some of them have done incredible things. You know, Jeremy, as I just told you, like tonight, he's in London backstage at Wembley because he's watching Oasis. And of course, him and his twin, it's his birthday.
Yeah.
Him and his twin brother worked with Oasis. They're both incredible musicians. So, you know, because I have those resources. So, you know, you talked about connections. So actually the album, which by the way, I'm going to call Scrappy, which is how somebody described me once.
I like that.
So Scrappy is taking shape because I'm going to use a lot of my musicians I used to work with before. Locally, I know a musician called Ernie Brooks, a bass player. He's quite well known. He was in Jonathan Richman and the Modern Lovers. Ernie is probably going to be playing on the record, I hope, and so on. So Steve, I hope, might want to take our 5-minute film and expand it. Maybe we can make more of it because there's going to be a longer part to the story.
I feel like this is almost like your legacy in a lot of ways. So good on you that you're actually still creating after a life-changing moment that happened to you. And again, we're so happy that you're still here to talk about it and showcase
Look,
it.
here's the pacemaker.
Oh, there you go.
Right here.
You literally put your heart and soul into this project. So
I really do.
And speaking to the filmmaker,
So let me tell you a bit about Steve and
Absolutely.
then have
Yes,
him
yes,
talk,
yes.
because I've spoken.
No worries.
But Steve is very talented videographer and photographer. So before I met him, a lot of my stuff wasn't being documented properly. And once we got into the festival in particular, we started to work together a lot.
Mhm.
And I'm happy to say that he's sort of uniquely very well known in Long Island City as a videographer, right? And that's because he is actually very good at what he does.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people who play with making films or making videos. Obviously, the TikTok generation, everybody thinks they're, but Steve's kind of more of an old school cameraman.
Yeah.
And so I feel lucky to have worked with him.
Good on that.
Thank you, Richard.
Now, Steve, thank you so much for actually not only submitting to this film festival, but also telling this amazing story. Now, my question is this: why did you submit specifically to Queens Row Film Festival? I'm very curious to know.
Well, we're locals, right? We're both in Queens,
Yeah.
and I thought it was appropriate. Being local, local story, being a Queens Row Film Festival.
It's also, yeah, it is. It's a very Queens story because nearly everything I'm going to do is going to be in Queens.
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm not planning to go to Manhattan to record.
Mm.
There's great recording studios in Queens.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people have been saying that Queens is becoming the new Manhattan, but you didn't hear that from me. But but I know that you guys have a lot of history. I know you specifically also, Richard, have a lot of history with the Queens Row Film Festival. Is this your first time submitting? Have you been part of our festival before, by chance?
I don't like talking about failures. I submitted last year. It was actually a long film. It was a feature documentary.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big ask.
Yeah.
A 5-minute piece is, doesn't take up too much real estate. So I think we had a better chance this year of getting it. So.
Well, absolutely. Now that you're here, what's have your experience been like since you've been submitted? What so far? What has your experience been like with the festival?
Even tonight, like having a mixer, getting to meet people that we're not at the theater, we're casual. People are relaxed, and I really like that. And the outreach that the administration and the volunteers, Gabby and Savannah, they've been reaching out, saying, "Hey, we adopted you," and and they're communicating, and almost every other they're concerned. It's like, "Hey, do you have any questions? Do you have any problems?" Or, "Hey, we made a website. Is this okay?" They're on top of it. I mean, I've never had that kind of communication with the film festival, so I think it's been awesome.
Yeah,
Well, we're glad to hear that. We're definitely
just
glad to
remember,
hear that.
don't ask me which year, but there was a year where Queens World Film Festival was at the Secret Theater.
Yes, I remember that. I do remember that when the Secret Theater was still over by by the train station where Astoria Performing Art House is now.
Yeah, so that might have been the early days.
Yes, that was very
year
much
1,
the early
2, or
days.
3 or something.
Now, before we actually end this, one thing I want to do, being that this is all about Queens and this is also a Queens story, also by a Queens filmmaker, we want to make sure that we also get a quick little tagline. Can you guys just look at the screen and can you guys just say together, "We will see you in Queens"?
Over there?
You could either probably, that one probably be the best one right there, right where the green light is. Yes. Whenever you're ready.
We'll see you in Queens.
Beautiful. Now, if you want to share a quick social media or where we can find more information about your film, and then we'll be able to let you go, communicate, and network with everyone else.
They should come to the Queens World Film Festival.
They should. You do have a YouTube channel.
I do.
Yeah.
They can see it on my YouTube channel.
Perfect.
And they can go to, I'm going to put a little bit of information on thesecrettheatre.com.
Beautiful.
So they can always go there.
Well, thank you guys so much for your interview. Once again, our festival is going to be happening from November 5th through November 15th. You'll be able to find their information in their in our website, Queens World Film Festival. Please come and support. These are actual Queens stories about Queens people. And Richard Mazza is definitely one of our Queens locals.
Thank you very much.
Now, what we're doing right now is we're going to take a little bit of a break. As you can see, there's a lot going on right now. We have Katha Cato, who's also going to be doing a quick little speech welcoming all of our filmmakers. We're going to get back into all of the filmmaker interviews in a bit, but we want also see this speech that we're going to be doing. And as everyone still gets, we're still going to be letting you know. We're going to have to project just like a lot of people are. Here we go.
You told.
Yeah, well, I'm telling them about right now. So if we want to actually switch the camera straight. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yeah. We've been telling. There we go.
Everybody. All right. One down. Everybody, I need to tell you something. The Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or of the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. This is the first mistake they found. It was voted into law 2 million hours ago, and I'm telling you right now, to moment. First Amendment Fridays, it's easy. If an old lady can find it online, anybody can find it online. You hit First Amendment images. Then I want you to copy it, and I want you to put it on your social media. And I just want you to do it on Fridays. It's First Amendment Fridays. We have a gentleman here who knows a little bit more about the organization that's doing some of this. We're going to have him up in a second. If he is going to be so nice, he's studiously avoiding eye contact with me. That's all right. That's okay. So we will start every one of our screenings this year with this. And there are laminated copies. We're making them all the time at the house. If you come over to the house, which we're going to talk about a little bit also, please feel free and take 2 or 3 and just leave one somewhere. It's just a quiet little fist in the air. That's really all it is. And I dare anybody to come up to you and have a problem with that. This is what should unite us. I don't like what you say, but I will defend your right to say it. Somebody just said I did a film about that. Of course you did. Of course you did. All right, if you are a festival associate at other places, you are interns or volunteers, but at Queen's World you are a festival associate, please raise your hand and be seen and be known. I have a question for you. I have a question for the festival associates. Why do we do what we do? Weak. Why do we do what we do? The films. That is what matters at Queen's World. So with that, we would like to welcome you. This is Donald Preston Cato. I'm Kathy Cato. Welcome to Queen's World. All right, if you're an alumni of our festival, please raise your hand. I can see you. Holy God in heaven, look at that. Welcome back. We're thrilled to have you. Thrilled to have you. If you are a juror this year, please raise your hand. You are working so hard right now. Thank you so much. If you are the local, please know how happy we are that you open your hearts in this room to us. I know I'm a lot. I know. Ask anybody here. Somebody's been mad at me any given hour at any given day. But you really open this place up and look at. It's amazing. This is a great place to be. They've also have a great rate for visiting filmmakers. Please check at the desk. They're so accommodating and so wonderful. Now, finally, let's see, we went all over all those guys. Okay, fine. If you are streaming at this year's festival, please make some noise. Imagine a life where you get to stand facing that direction and looking at this. May you all be so lucky someday to be in a place to see this. It's quite moving. Now, speaking of incredible people from Queens, I would like to introduce you to some of the people on our board. They not only talk the talk, they walk the walk. Dora Naughton, Mr. M, and Mr. Rick. So Mr. Rick, they are alumni. Are you coming up? Also, they're going to tell you just a little bit very quickly the year that they screened with us and what they did between that and now on the board. All right, and then we're going to do our first two raffles, yeah? All right. Okay, who's going?
What's up, everybody? My name is Mr. M. The M stands for Montaigne, Massive, first and last, both M's. My first time screening at HBO. At Queen. Sorry.
All right, I'm
So the first festival that set my film was the first festival in New York to give me an award as a filmmaker with Queens World. And that's funny for a lot of other reasons than I'll say right now. But my first film was a passion project. I was a novice in the beginning. I was a beginning filmmaker, but I put my heart and soul into the film, and that's what Queens World Film Festival is looking for. They're looking for someone who puts their all into the film. You may be lacking in one area or the other, but if you put all your energy into it, it shines because there's going to be an area in that film where you excel. So, my first film was risky. It was a mockumentary. They still give me stuff about it. Since then, I made another documentary and I came back in 2017. My first year was 2012.
Yeah. Are you working the first year?
I was second
2012.
year.
Yeah,
I was in the second year, right?
Yes.
And I entered because I'm from Far Rockaway, Queens, right? So I figured, let me just enter the Queens World Film Festival. And to my surprise, I gained a new family, a new home as a filmmaker. They mentored me for years. And 10 years to the month, when I got the phone call that I would be accepted in the Queens World Film Festival, I got another phone call March 2022. And they didn't even know it was 10 years because March 2012 is when I screened.
That's right.
And in March 2022, I get a phone call being invited to be on the board of directors. So that was a full circle moment, if ever. And I want to thank Don and Catherine. All right, because like she said, we both have different personalities, but we get it done, as you can see. And I'm very proud of everybody that's here. Congratulations, that's my story. Hope I didn't muck it up.
You're going to tell them now? Are you going to tell them? What was the moment? Okay.
So, like I said, my film was a mockumentary. It was a mockumentary on gangster rap. So the subtext was all these things that was happening. We had to over-exaggerate them just a little bit so people can see what we were trying to say was the problem with hip-hop at the moment, right? So there was a story in hip-hop where somebody's son got slapped. And, people kind of glossed over it. But me and my friends said that's not cool. We're youth advocates like Catherine and I connected on being youth advocates early on as well. So we had to drive the point home. So it wasn't a child, it was a baby in the film. And my character dropkicked the baby.
And literally Preston said, "Oh, that guy,
And
get that guy."
I just found out today that was the moment when they said I'm in the film. Because my character dropkicked. No real babies got hurt.
No, all right.
That's my
Who's
story.
next up here?
Going on, Mr. Rich. I've known Katha for quite some time now, for many years. That's in dog years. No worries about that. Let's see. The first time I submitted, I have to say, 15 years ago was the first time I actually submitted. It was one of the first film festivals, and this was where we were still, when you guys were still premiering at the Jackson Triplets movie theater in Jackson Heights. If anyone's a local of Jackson Heights born and raised, you'll remember the Jackson Triplets Theater, which is now unfortunately the Oregon. Yes. However, though, I was lucky enough to actually see a short film of mine in the theater that I grew up watching other films. So it's a very surreal moment, and I hope that moment happens to you guys as well too. Seeing your films for the first time on screen with an audience of not only just fellow filmmakers, but an audience of people captivating, people who want to see your film. So give yourself a round of applause. The second time I submitted, I think it was either 2016 or 17, and it was another short film that I produced called Short Steps. But in the 15 years of this festival, I've worked with potatoes in almost every single position in the festival, from projectionist to one of the volunteers
to now
Venue manager.
yes, venue
and
manager,
event
everything and anything in between, even to like a food run. Yeah. What's that? Oh yeah, even media. Yeah, but now I am a board member, so so again, I hope this gives you guys some sort of motivation and consistency. You know, putting yourself out there, doing what you love, will eventually get you rewarded. So thank you guys for being here, because without you guys submitting and actually telling your stories, we would have no reason to be here. So give yourselves a round of applause for letting us share your stories.
All right. That's where we're supposed to stand.
Oh, never mind. Okay. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
My name's Dora. Can everybody hear me? Okay, great. So I am the secretary of the board of the Queensboro Film Festival. So nice to meet you all and to be here tonight. Thank you for bringing the amazing spread of food. It's incredible. I'm also here to present our raffle awards tonight. I hope you were able to grab a raffle ticket. I do have a little bucket of tickets over here. So my story for the festival is I'm actually a theater person. Shocker. And a friend of mine asked me to produce a short for him. And I said, I have no idea what I'm doing, but the answer is yes. And I actually found a lot of it translated. There was a lot of familiarity for me, and I really enjoyed working on that film. And we had a great, healthy festival here. A lot of LGBTQ film festivals accepted our short. And Queensboro was maybe the second film festival that we got into that actually does a variety of genres of films. And I showed up to this event, the Potluck, and it was somewhere in Woodside. And I immediately fell in love because I'm a Midwesterner and we love potlucks. Like there's nothing in the world better than that. And also, as soon as Katha opened her mouth, I was like, these are my people. I was like, I really want to be involved. So not only did we have an amazing screening, the next year I said I want to be a festival associate, and I started working with Katha on producing some of our events. And I was a host, and did all sorts of different things at the festival. And even the year we went, we had to go virtual. That was actually my first year as a festival associate. And that was intense, but I stuck with it for them, and I'm so glad I did. I forced them to put me on the board, and here we are. Now I'm the board secretary, which is great. So that's
So the first one is we're gonna do a little raffle here. This is a guided tour of the Museum of the Natural History for 2 people. This is also one of our friends of the festival. Oh, what?
Oh no, this is your mark.
Oh,
So that way we can
okay.
see
Okay,
everyone on
so this is a guided tour of the Museum of the Natural History for 2 people. And the second one is the Astoria Bookshop bag of books and Astoria Bookshop gift card.
Yeah.
So let's have the board members do the honors of this and moving on.
So the first one we're going to pull is for the Museum of Natural History. And hopefully they will come alive and start eating you while you're there. All right. I'll pull it. And the winner is 866681. 866681. Anybody?
Going once.
Anybody?
Seriously.
Really?
8666.
Okay. Okay. And the information of who you need to contact is there, and if there's any confusion, just let me know, okay? All right, we're good.
All right, we got another one going on right over here.
This is
Ooh,
the
we're
Astoria
going into
Bookshop
that. That's
bag.
right. We got 866670.
Hey! All right, very good. Yeah, very good. All right, you guys, thank you for the board. Thank you so much. More, okay, so there's still time. All right. So if you are on, if you belong to an organization called FACT, could you please come up here? If you belong to something called FACT, please come on up here. And if you are also on our jury for the dance films, please let yourself be known. Okay, so this is DJ McDonald, and I'm understanding that's where we're supposed to stand. So, okay, so I need you to talk about fact. The First Amendment fact situation. Do you remember the name of it? Okay.
Urban culture team.
Okay, very good. So fact is
a group that's formed, and it's already doing projects that have to do with outreach and media, bringing cultural organizations and those in the culture sector together to try and work to demonstrate that the First Amendment is essential to everything that the community does. Everything that you guys do that you contribute is dependent on your freedom to do it. Right? This is a very important moment where the First Amendment is under attack from above. And if we're going to make something, if we're going to make this stop, we're going to have to put our arms around all of the. One of the things I love about this film festival is the way it brings together the immense diversity. 2.2 million people living in the country, and it's all you know what it's like. It's all broken up and spread out, and yet you manage to put something together like this that brings in the entire community. That's the way that we're going to be able to perfect all these things. We should have raffled off the two First Amendment posters, but actually, what we're going to do is, if you want to stand with us next to the First Amendment poster, take a picture and post it to social media. That's how we're going to go.
we'll do that over there. The posters are over here, and it doesn't have to be a militant thing. It's just, can't we all agree that this is a good thing? Yeah, that's all we want people to do. Thank you, DJ. All right. So speaking of diversity, if you are on our selection committee with Mr. Cato, if you were one of the screeners, please raise your hand. Are you one in the back? Yes. Okay, a couple of you. We must have worn them all out because they're not here. So 403 films were, 408 films were submitted. And we have a screening committee that has photographers, filmmakers, former grants managers, community members, college students, educators, and retirees. And this helps us curate a festival for a much wider audience than just the industry. The industry is great. They don't need us. I don't need them. What we have, we know there's 50, did you know there's 15,000 film festivals in the world? No shit, that's how many there are. Go into Film Freeway and put in film festival in the search, 13 to 15,000 names show up. It's insane. So we want to make sure that there's a sustainability factor to this. And the only way to do this is rooted in the community and make sure that they come to see your films. My job is to work with you to make sure that you are outnumbered in your screenings. I don't want your cousins or your mom or your dentist to be the only people in the screening. I want people who are there because the theme appealed to them, because the theme was provocative. That allows us to market it to the right people. So to that end, we are going to be able to book people over to come to Camp Cato on the 6th and on, I think it's the 9th or the 10th. We'll take 2 or 3 people at a time for 30 to 60 minutes. You can come over or we can Zoom, and we're going to dig into my database. We're going to dig into your history. We're going to find people that you need to reach back to, who need to know what you're doing. They need to hear from you so that they can then, they're probably teaching. We'll give them a friends and family code for their whole class. Maybe you could go speak to them. Maybe you could Zoom to their class. We would like you also to know that you are in these blocks for a reason, so that you are in shoulder to shoulder with people who are thinking some of the same things you are thinking. And then also, in some of these blocks, there are films that like counterpoint the hell out of it. So that's good also. Speaking of curating, so this is how it breaks down. I do the admin. I like to tell people that he is the talent and I am the noise. I know I bring a lot to the talent. I know I do. But for this, we can't both be trying to decide who's in. And if it's good enough for him, then it's good enough for me, and I will open a vein to make sure that it's a wonderful screening. So please welcome our artistic director, Donald. That's the festival. So first, what's the first thing you do? Then what's the second thing you do? And then what do you do with those notes? And those are the themes, yes? And then you start to make cards. Why? Cards of the films. Why? And putting like with like and themes with themes, yes? Right?
That's right.
And so then invariably you come to me and you say, I know I promised that I would do less than 100 films, but I need about 16 more hours, right?
Yeah.
Is that right? And then what do? I find 16 more hours. I'm entering into a popularity contest all over Queens on that one. You're welcome. So we started with 4 days. Then it went to 6. Then it went to 8. Now we are running from the 5th to the 16th every single day with films in blocks that are magnificent and provocative and challenging. So then we blocked this schedule 3 times this year, didn't we?
Right, because what happened is a film came in. That was,
Last minute,
it changed everything.
and we broke apart blocks.
Break things apart to make room for it, find some other room, maybe create another block. We gotta go find some more films to match it because it's so good. That might pull in some more. So I just changed everything. Then once in a while we left the window open and pull off the table.
Yes, and we had to put them back together. So we took in 128 films. I know the poster says 124. It went to print before I had double checked my math. So at one point, he had 213 cards on the table. And I did my best, but we just couldn't do it. I would have gone for another week, but it would have killed us. So he had to kill over 100 of your babies. After they were cards. And then I had to tear them up. And it was really traumatic because it really was something. But what you have now is unbelievable. He knows the first image in every room. He knows the last image almost on every single night, and it's intentional. He knows what he's doing. He puts it together almost like a feature. We don't care if you know what it is. You haven't lived with it like we have. We know what it is, and it brings our heart further into it. So just know you're not in block 13. You're not in the shorts block. You're not in the independent, indie, whatever block. You're in tough stuff, or you're in tough as nails.
Future, past, future.
Or upside, inside. Hot mess, rule breakers, and mixed bag with some of those people that were in other things that got broken up and we couldn't let you go. So we found a way to have you come in. You need to understand that you are not by yourself in this streaming situation. And the reason that we start with these events so early is by opening night, you shouldn't wonder who we are. You shouldn't wonder who your host is. You shouldn't wonder what you're supposed to do. The festival is not happening to you. You are the festival. And you need to know your blog and your name and what you're doing. Want to stand here? Okay, he usually likes to run for the hills. Okay, now third raffle. You're gonna do the raffle, and this is Toodles in French.
Yes.
I'm gonna go over here. You're gonna stay there.
I'll tell you all about Toodles in French because the restaurateur Chad Goldsmith is a very good friend of mine, and he's based in Astoria, Queens. He's from Queens, so it's a Queensy restaurant. It's on Ditmars Boulevard, and they just won Best New Restaurant in the United States in the USA Today poll. And let me tell you, even I couldn't get a table. I had to call Chad and be like, can you please get me in? So anyway, it's a great place. And what this gift certificate is for is one of their tasting events. So they often have very high profile winemakers come in, and they also do breweries. And that's what Chad did for many years. He was an aperitif and wine cellar. So that's his bag. So it's very much a wine bar in addition to being a restaurant. And these are 2 tickets to their tastings. I want to say this is a value of over $200. Okay?
Here we go.
Go ahead. read the number. Okay. The number is 866674. 866674. You're gonna have so much fun. It is such a wonderful place.
Thank you very much. Okay. Let's stay here because we're gonna go right into the next thing. We're gonna do another raffle. Hold on, don't go away.
Raffle tickets are still for sale for the big items.
So there are some big items coming up. New York Football Club Delta Skybox tickets are coming up. There's a T-shirt and all festival pass coming up. We're going to do the B&H card, and then we're going to circulate, and we're going to sell some more raffle tickets. Yes, we are. All right, so if you want to come up, and this is an alumni of ours also. He works at B&H, and he bought himself. How do you buy them? Where are the raffles?
You come to me.
No, let's do it. Let's start passing that bucket. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and choose here.
How can you guys say?
One ticket is $3. 2 tickets is $5. 5 tickets is
Come on, she's
$10.
looking for a wallet right there. Let's go.
It's so cheap, guys.
Who's got $3 out there? Come on now. Oh, she's got 20.
She's got 20. Right there.
Right there. This one
Pretty
right
lady right there.
There's some money back there. Let's go. Let's go. While you're doing this,
That's a B&H.
okay.
Here
Here we go. Let's sell them tickets. Oh, you're so funny. That's just
Can you guys hear me?
That's so funny. Okay. All right. Here's the B&H card. We got more to go. Here we go.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I'm known to be very shy, so yeah. All right. The number is. You got it?
No.
Can you guys hear me?
One more time.
666 86.
B&H card 86. Where are you?
I think. Did you get it, man? Did you get it?
No.
All right. B&H. The B&H card. Everybody knows what B&H is, right? B&H is the largest. It's the
Let's do another one.
filmmakers.
Where
Best
are you?
friend.
3, 2, 1. Let's do another one. Here we go.
Ready? Wait. Going once.
False alarm. All right.
8666. Wait. What? 86.
Oh, Lord of mercy. It's that way.
Yes, you won a B&H card.
Yeah, you. All right, everybody. Thank you. All right. Now, you may have noticed that we're doing a live broadcast here. We need everybody to rotate onto the couch. 5-6 minutes. You're going to talk about the theme and how your film relates to the theme, and you must know the name of your block. All righty. So, this little segment is called How to Ruin Your Festival Experience. How to ruin your festival experience. Don't read your emails. I have MailChimp. I know who's reading and who isn't. Get drunk at an event. That's a great way to ruin an experience at the festival. They are all professional. These are all industry events. I know that you know that I know that you know that I know that you know we want this to be good for you and we want it to be good for us. We want everybody to represent themselves well. These are industry events. Don't get drunk. Because if you puke on my shoes, I will remember forever. I will never say your name aloud, but I will remember you. Don't say that your film is hard to describe. Your film is easy to describe. It's a film about this, that deals with that is that. And then have a follow-up. Ask me if there's a Q&A. Go ahead, somebody ruin your day. Ask me if there's a Q&A. There is a Q&A in every screening at the end of the block. Only 2 of you should come up. If you have a cast of 30 and a question comes up that somebody in that group should answer, we'll pass it to them. If we need to have your crew stand up to be acknowledged, we will, but only 2 people at the front of the stage. Ask an obnoxious question at somebody else's Q&A to demonstrate how smart you are. I may or may not have done that at my first festival that I attended, and it was horrible. Don't do it. When you are attending somebody else's Q&A, ask them a question that makes them look brilliant. Elevate the field. Oh, yeah, don't thank anybody in your Q&A also. That's a good one. Don't ever tell me that your film is a labor of love. They're all labors of love. They're all experimental. As my husband likes to say, you don't know really that you're getting it all. And you have to love it so much that you have to get through. Listen, do the industry a favor. Please don't write a cover letter that says my film is a labor of love. They're all labors of love, and everybody's saying it. So stand out and be honest about it. This fucking thing broke my back, and I love it, and I want you to see it. Okay? Don't leave when your film is over. There are 3 more films to go after you. You're in a block. The block is curated for a specific cinematic experience. Don't ask me what time your film is screening in the block. I won't tell you. And I'll tell you the theater has changed to a different venue, probably in Hoboken. You are there for the block. You're part of the community. Ask me a question about something I've already written in an email. I dare you. Seriously, this is an extraordinary experience for us as well. You really have no idea. And the reason that we start so early is so that you are with us shoulder to shoulder. Everything that you are suspecting about me is true. All right? So no surprises there. I want people to please schedule some time on a marketing session with me. Who has that clipboard? It has the time. Is that Iris? All right, so we need to get on that. All right. Have we sold enough now, Iris? Are you happy? Are we going with this? All right, I'll go forward a little bit. So let's talk about what's going on. On October 2nd is a podcast that I thought was open to the public, but it's not, but we're doing it. On the presser is October 15th. Where? Queensboro Hall. What date is it? October 15th. What time do you think you should be there if we start at 10? 9. What do you have to have? Poster, an easel, and if that's you, that's fine. We've seen very imaginative easels made out of things that represent the films. Get creative. Be able to answer questions about your films like that. Now, we are doing a big push for reporters and journalists, bloggers, all that kind. If you have people you want us to reach out to, let's get them there. If nobody is interviewing you and somebody is standing right next to you, go live with each other. Interview them, they'll interview you. All right? Now, what we're doing over here is a broadcast. It's going to play in its entirety tonight. It's streaming live. It's also going to be on our website, but we're also going to chop it up for your segments so that you can have things to do and to promote out there.
Definitely.
Yes, sir.
And if we don't get to you today, I will interview you virtually before the festival.
Okay. That's beautiful. October 18th, we are working with RiseFlex. We're doing a showcase at the Zucker Theater. I'm going to get everything out there, but this is RiseFlex is a new streaming opportunity, and they're really looking for emerging first-time filmmakers, and the quality is pretty darn good. These guys are hungry. They talked me into doing something like this before the festival. I respect them. Yeah, I don't know how they did it, but we're going to be there on the 18th. I will have a QR code to get discount tickets for everybody here. Opening night. What night is opening night? Literally. What night is opening night? November 8th is the industry breakfast. We're going to gather at Saks. Breakfast is on us. We're going to have everybody at tables. We've got industry leaders coming. We've got the top 20 guy in the top 20 entertainment lawyer is going to be there. Someone from Lincoln Center. We've got a programmer from Doc NYC and Hoboken. We've got room for other people. If you know industry people that you want to call with something more than please like me, if you have somebody you want to do this, would be a great thing to invite them to, and we'll put our heads together and get them in the room. Then the awards at Saks Place is on November 16th on Sunday. So a word about Saks Place. It's the historical commissary that's in the Coffin Astoria Studios. Briefly, back when this new technology was invented, these cameras that weighed 120, 150 pounds, people that were doing Broadway lived in Queens. There was an amazing amount of stuff going on here. Adolf Zucker started experimenting with this new technology of capturing the moving image. W.C. Fields, the Marx Brothers, all these people were out there fiddling around, and then they would sit in the Zucker to watch the dailies, probably where the word was invented. And they didn't see them that day, I can guarantee you. They saw them many, many weeks later. It's 74 seats. Sometimes I push it to 80. I don't like to say that out loud, but I just did. And I get goosebumps when we walk into that space, into that theater. It's haunted and it's beautiful. Sandra Schulberg, who is on our board, her grandfather is Bud Schulberg. He sat in that room also, and he went out to LA with Adolf Zucker to start Paramount Pictures. So that room is something, and it's our honor to get you in there, and it's our honor to get you into the Museum of the Moving Image as well. I just want to tell you, we got 50% less space in MoMI this year, and it cost me 39% more. It's the way of the world. We got what we got. We filled it, and we're gonna rock this thing. But the Zucker is an amazing room, and Saks Place is where we're gonna do the awards. We're gonna be. It's a little down home, right? But the trophy's way the same. Okay, we're on that. All right, let's do another raffle, shall we? The bucket, and we are doing now a T-shirt and an all festival pass. Where is the bucket? Oh my goodness gracious! Yay, you guys! Yay! We're almost done. Seriously, we're almost done.
There's still very few tickets in here, so if you guys still want to be adding for final big one, you might have a big.
You know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna end the beginning speech, and then we're gonna do some tickets, and then we'll see what we got.
Festival pass next?
Festival pass and a T-shirt.
Okay. Oh, this is great. This is amazing.
Thank you guys. Amazing.
Okay, so for the all festival pass and the T-shirt, here's what's going to happen. You're going to show these wonderful people over here at the table that you have your ticket and you won. They're going to print out a label for a badge, just like we all have, and that is an all festival pass. And then you can pick your size of T-shirt from there. Okay, that's the deal. All right, so the winner is 866682.
Yeah! Yeah! Reggie Nuggets in the house! Yeah! Nicely done. Very good. Let's do Jack Jones. We didn't do Lockwood yet. You want to do Lockwood? Let's do Lockwood.
Lockwood,
We'll do
gift
Jack
shop.
Jones and
Have you
Sky
guys
Lockwood.
ever been to a Lockwood? They are amazing. They're based in Queens and maybe even Brooklyn. Oh, am I making that up?
Here we go.
So, yeah, Astoria. That's where we got this one from. This is a $50 gift card. Okay, so let me get to it. And the winner is 866725. 866725.
Right there. Yeah. Come on, Gary.
Probably the best boutique gift store in Queens. So it's absolutely amazing. Thank you. Enjoy it.
Thank you. Okay. So we have a couple of people to thank, and then we're gonna wrap this up, and I'm gonna close it up, and then we're gonna get that bucket rotated a little bit more, and then we'll do the last two. Okay, so we need to thank Department of Youth and Community Development, NISCA, New York Tourism Foundation, Resorts World Gives, which has expanded our listening tour. The listening tour is something that we've been doing since 2021, and the QR code is here. We interview people about hope and resilience, and they are all put into composites, and there are over 200 interviews that we've done already, and there are 85 compilations. It's all archived at the Queen's Memory Project, so that the future generations can know how we held on to hope and resilience through the toughest times. It's something that is incredible, and if you're a festival associate, you're required to produce one. It's a way for us to get to know them. It's a way for them to come in and immediately be doing something rather than cleaning my mailing list or doing things like this. And they leave then with something that's quite beautiful that is archived for the world. So we really would love it if you would just take a sticker, put them someplace. We even did Mr. and Mrs. Met, and they are on the website. And if you look at the compilation right underneath them, I guarantee you that you will be moved. I guarantee you will be moved. So we need to thank Councilmember Christian, and that looks like it's it. So it is time to remind you that from the beginning of time, we have gathered in the darkened caves around the flickering lights to share our stories. We've upgraded the caves. The flickering lights are now zeros and ones, but the impulse to gather around the storytellers remains. And it is in that darkness, when you gasp in unison, when you laugh in unison, when you pretend that you are not crying in unison, it's that moment that you understand that they is we. Them is us, and I am just another you. Welcome to the
Desserts, my God.
All right, there you have it. The potluck is kicked off. The potluck is clicked off. Your mic is off.
No worries. Thank you. Look forward to see your film. No worries. That was Kathy Cato from the Queens World Film Festival, pretty much announcing that the festivities have begun. So, Mr. M, before we get actual next filmmaker to interview, I'd like to know a little bit about you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's like we've worked together in the film festival, but outside of this festival, for being a board member, what else do you do? I know you're a producer.
Pictures. We're gonna do pictures.
Definitely a lot of activity still happening going on. Look at that.
Yeah. Well, I produce live streams pretty often. I treat it like live television because that's what it is now. Television is transitioned to the internet. So I have a netcast network called iRant Network. It stands for Internet Radio and Netcast Television Network. So that's my company, Internet Radio and Netcast Television Network, LLC.
I love how, like, no matter how much technology always improves, production always stays the same.
Oh yeah, you gotta put everything into it, you know. And people trying to cut corners with AI right now and stuff, but I don't think that's gonna work.
No, I don't think so too. I'm not a big fan of AI.
I'm not a big fan of it, but they have a lot of work to do. They got a lot of work cut out for themselves, and like the kind of concept of the film festival where the grit and the grind comes through in the actual films, that will still be the case even if somebody's using artificial intelligence.
Yeah. Completely understand that. A little bit about me. As you can see, that Mr. M is a producer. I'm also a producer. I'm also dabble into film.
Get in the picture first.
But I also teach science doing after school, and I do a lot of performative science experiments.
Okay,
when
STEM in
teaching
the
as
house.
well.
STEM.
Yeah, so it's like I'm always constantly active.
Yeah, I did a lot of work in schools as well. That's one of the things Katha and I clicked about. You know, her being a youth advocate, me being a youth advocate. The light, not the camera. Sorry, guys, we're talking to the audience, and
There we go.
my
I'm going to
shot
hold
is
on to
getting
that
messed
and
up.
that. There you go. Look at that. So well, I'm going to be juggling a couple of things right over here in the meantime. We're trying to get some pictures going on.
All right,
But no, I
let's
like
just
how
watch
like you also have a little bit of education to it. It's like I'm sure that you seem like such a great mentor. Do you have any like mentoring stories? Any within production?
Oh yeah, for sure. A few years ago, was it a few years ago? Was it 2 years ago? I think it was 2 years ago. Somebody I met at Trauma Dance, a young man named Anthony Curry. He's a young filmmaker, and I met him, and he was essentially a child then, running around the Trauma Dance Film Festival circuit. And yeah, it's a lot happening right here.
Absolutely, there's a lot
And
happening.
you know, I met him. We spoke. I sent him a link to my first film. He's a big fan of film. He kept in touch with me throughout the years, and then he put me in his film and then a few years after he wrapped his first feature-length film, I told him to submit to Queens World Film Festival. In fact, he met Katha and Don at Trauma Dance that year. I introduced him.
Oh wow!
And he was like I say, he was a kid. He was a teenager, and grew up. He put me in his first film, and then that film featured here at Queens World Film Festival, and it was a full circle moment that time as well. So salute to my guy Anthony Curry.
Yeah, there's always a lot of history also with the Catos as well too. I've known him for years. When I was a teenager, I actually used to take a lot of acting classes with Kath, as a matter of fact. And then as I started progressing in my career, I got into filmmaking, and ironically, I ran into her when she was looking for a film teacher and also looking for people to help with the film festival when it first
Oh,
year.
wow, that's crazy.
I was in the right place at the right time.
They say luck is when preparation meets opportunity.
Yeah.
So you got to be prepared. You got to be ready when that opportunity comes, right? But when the opportunity comes and you're ready, it's a hell of a combination.
Absolutely. That and consistency, I always think, is also
well, that's part of staying ready,
thing.
so you ain't got to get ready.
I'm sorry, I can't have your drink there. Yeah, because we have a lot of electronics here. Yeah.
So we got a lot of filmmakers in the house. I think, you know, we'll get somebody sitting. I think
Absolutely.
my
I think we
guy
have
right
our
here.
next filmmaker coming in right over here, right now. So we're going to be introducing another new filmmaker who is going to be explaining us to our films. We're going to find out what their film is all about, where they're playing, who they are. And we're going to find out a little bit more information. And we're going to get started pretty soon. Right now, a lot has been going on. There's so many filmmakers here. We're going to try to get as many filmmakers that we can interviewed. And once we do, you're going to learn all about it. And we hope to actually see you at some of these screenings. So right now, we have a new filmmaker coming up. And let's see. So, hi, how you doing?
Pleasure.
All right. So, first of all, let's get a formal introduction of yourself.
Shot, man. They got a bid with us, all right?
There we go.
This is
How
live.
about right there? Look at that. I'm starting to like that there too. All right, we're back to production sets. All right, now we're back.
Close. You get
Close.
cut off. There you go.
There you go. All right, so please introduce yourself, your film, when, where it's played. Wow, that was two times. Go for it.
Sure. It's a pleasure to meet you. My name is Matthew Simochoy. I'm coming back, you know, and my film is titled Ordinary. So think of it like ordinary, but replace the O with an AU. Ordinary. And the film is about a man who believes everything he does, what his attitude, his behavior towards others is normal. It's considered accepted in the society norm, but how others from outside, from around him perceive it is ordinary, it's unusual, it's weird. So it's sort of, no matter how hard he tries to connect with others, it sort of shuns him from society. And but he's fine with it. He's fine with that way of life. You know, he's living life with no worries. You know, the Kuna Matata.
I gotta say, it's like I'm relating to this character in so many ways already.
Oh, I'm so glad it does.
Now, as you know, this year's our theme for our festival is all about connections, made, missed, or yearned for. Being that your film is all about, we want to learn about it more. How do you think your film connects to that theme?
I believe it connects. I mean, it might reach out to a demographic who is maybe not socially. How do I say this? We're all born different. We're all born diverse. We're all born maybe better than others, maybe socially more, or like athletically or smarter. Like, but I believe we're not. We're all still human beings. We crave connection, and sometimes from one individual, whenever they feel like they try to connect so much around the people around them, sometimes because we don't normally express like how we're actually feeling inside. So despite that, it's a struggle. And I believe ever since after the pandemic, a lot of young people from elementaries to middle schools, high schools, we've all lost touch with reality. We're so focused on the internet, we don't know how to connect it. We crave connection, but we were never taught exactly how, especially when the pandemic hit.
Oh wow!
And afterwards, like to recover from this, like from that epidemic, how is it that we sort of now see each other? It's just a little bit awkward as it is. So that my film is a sort of like person who's, I wouldn't say socially inept. He's very friendly. He wants to connect as much as he wants, but the way he behaves, the way how other people perceive him, it's sort of like it doesn't seem normal. It doesn't seem like something like someone can just do out of the way. Like this person is this man is open.
Yeah.
He's willing to express as many details as he wants, and you don't see that in like say a 20-year-old or adults. They seem very childish.
Yeah, definitely. I see that. I like how you dabble into a lot of like the socialness that people are missing out in life, how we're all connected into our phones, and how 2020 really kind of did affect us. It's like that. I kind of would love to see the psychology in that. Are you the filmmaker or?
I am the director. Yes,
Oh,
I
you're
am
the
both.
director.
I am both director and actor.
Wow. Okay. Very nice. So let me ask you this: since you're both the actor and director in this, why specifically Queen's World? Why did you submit to Queen's World?
Now it's a funny thing how it came around. How I created the film. My TA, Nailing Quiz, one of the board committee members of Queen's World Film Festival. He's my teacher assistant manager for my Queen's College Community College. And that's where I essentially made the film with my classmates. And he has helped me in so many ways. And he has motivated and inspired me to sort of get this film out. And I sort of wanted to show this film to not just my classmates, not just my family. I want people to see me. I want people to see who this character is and sort of like maybe understand who this character is.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Is this your first film?
Yes, this is my first film. I currently do not have it on YouTube, but I believe after, you can expect tomorrow or Monday, I will have the film up on my YouTube channel.
Not the film, the trailer, you mean, right?
Sorry?
Not the film, the trailer.
Oh, the trailer. Don't have a trailer.
Oh,
trailer.
okay. Walk us through that.
I could just work on the trailer.
Yeah. Walk us through that. How did you not have a trailer, man?
I was busy sort of re-editing my film before like I could focus on anything else, and I also worked on classes and also doing personal activities such as workouts. So it's sort of like I'm jabbling around and I can't really multitask. But it's great that you mentioned that because I should.
Yeah, don't put the film on it. They don't have no reason to come to the screen.
It's fair.
Put the trailer, man.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Let's get them in the building. When's your screening? When's your film block?
My screening is going to be in November 11th in the KS Zukar Theater.
Oh, the Zucker Theater. Yeah. Do you know what block you're going to be a part of?
I am going to be a part of the Class Acts 8 film from the next generation.
Nice. I like that. And you're definitely a good representation of the next generation. Now, being that we're all about Queensboro Film Festival, and then you actually use a lot of the Queens artists here, we want to make sure that Queens is shouted out no matter what. So would you mind just looking at that green light right over there? And all I want you to say is, we will see you in Queens.
We will see you in Queens.
All right. Thank you so much. I can't wait to actually see your film. Congratulations. I hope anything for the best for you, especially with this festival.
Thank you so much.
No worries.
Can I get your name?
Well, we'll be able to share that information with you afterwards, by all means. All right, as you guys can see, we're having a conglomerate of filmmakers today. We're going to be interviewing a majority of them, but we're also going to see if we can interview the remaining of them on a separate day. We want to be able to get all this information out. However, though, as you are seeing, that a lot of people are coming up with different information on their films. If you want to know more about the films, you want to see some of the trailers, you want to know some of the blocks, you want to know where they're showing, visit our website, www.queensworldfilmfestival.com. We'll pretty much give you dates for special events. One of the next special events are coming up is going to be our presser, October 15th, which is going to be at Queensboro Hall. This is a good opportunity for filmmakers to be able to tell about their films, sell about their films, and more importantly, for you guys to support these filmmakers putting out their films out there. We got another filmmaker with us today. All right, so welcome to the Queensboro Film Festival. As you know, it's our 15th year. Now, please, what we'd like you to do, first of all, is please introduce yourself, your film, when and where it's played, please.
All right, my name is Elon Cadena Silverstein. I'm
Elon.
the producer.
Elon?
Yeah, Elon. Speak
You
of
got
Mike,
his mic.
Yeah,
That's
gotcha.
right. Get yourself really
Yeah,
close to the
yeah.
mic because
All
we
right.
want to be able to hear
Yeah,
all that information.
We appreciate you talking to us, but we want them to hear you out there.
I understand.
All right.
So my name is Elon Cadena Silverstein. I am the producer of Soñando America, which is screening November 15th, Saturday morning, 11:30 a.m. at Zucker.
Nice. So you're the producer of this film.
Yes.
Nice. All right. So as you know, this year's festival, we're dealing with connections, whether the connections are made, missed, or yearned for. How do you think that your film fits in within this theme?
So Soñando America is about immigration. The director, her parents immigrated. They crossed the border from Mexico to the U.S., start their family. And the film really explores that family through their lens, daughter-parent relationship. So we really talk about learning about your family's history, learning about why they came, how they came, the obstacles they faced when they came here, and how by the time she's now an adult, they've achieved the American dream, so to speak, to an extent. They've gotten a house, they have a family, they have everything they could want except for status. And part of that connection is just the connection to them, the connection being that they have to our country. They're serving our community. They own a restaurant. They serve their community in rural Ohio, but they still don't get decency and legitimacy. Oh yeah, that's what's right there.
No, that sounds pretty much relatable to what's been kind of happening right now. So yeah, is this an actual film or is it a documentary?
It's a documentary.
Oh, it's a documentary.
It's a documentary. It's a true story. We sat down with her parents 3 times, interviewed them about their experiences, their stories. We went to their town in Mexico twice. We flew DP and the director to Mexico twice to film their story, to see their home and document it for the film.
Oh, wow.
So they couldn't go back, but we went for them.
Wow. So this is pretty much shot in Mexico. And did you also shoot?
Half in Mexico, half in the U.S.
Wow. So pretty much almost international. Nice.
Yes, it's an international film.
That's
Yeah.
what's up. Congratulations. So are you Mexican yourself?
Yes, we're both. My director's Mexican. I'm half Mexican.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up, man.
Well, I love the fact that like this is like 2 worlds, here as well as Mexico, and especially because it's like we are like this festival is about Queens world. So I like how you're uniting it. There's so much of an audience that'll probably be able to relate to this story just in Queens alone.
Yeah,
And-
we made it last year, and I mean, for better or worse, it's aged well. It scares me sometimes rewatching
Excuse me,
it.
I feel like an old person when somebody says they're old and they just turned 30. You said the film aged well, but you finished it last year.
It's just there's been so much in this topic, especially has changed in the last year. We made it
That's
thinking,
true. There's a lot that changed, but the film, that's a young film, man.
still has plenty of room to grow, I'm
Yes,
sure.
Yes, absolutely.
Scary to say.
So why consider submitting to Queens World Film Festival? That's what I'm curious about.
I'm returning, actually. I screened here during COVID.
Oh, wow.
I've known Don and Katha for a long time. I was their student once in public school in the city here. So I've known them for a long time, and I know this festival is different. This festival is special.
What school?
They taught me, they were at Henry Street Settlement at the time. We were at University Neighborhood Middle School, the Lower East Side of Manhattan.
Okay.
I was there. They told me they got me on this path to begin with. So
Right.
I was wonderful being back.
So you were one of the students when Katha was working with Henry Street Settlement?
Yep.
I did a training up there with the staff one time. So I came to that building. It was like community center.
Yeah, 220 Henry Street. Yep.
Yeah.
I actually used to also be a Henry Street Settlement student as well in urban youth theater. So
Wow.
yeah,
They do
that
great
a lot
work
of
there.
history here. I
They
like
do
that.
great work at Henry Street.
Yeah. So what now that you're in the festival and this is our second time, what has your experience been like being part of this festival?
It's incredible. This is a festival. I said to my director that it's different here. They do it different here. It's really they show how much they care about you. They really engage with not just the filmmakers, the community, everyone. It's really incredible the amount of effort that they put in, and then how much you get out of it for just engaging with it, for going to the screenings, for seeing people, meeting the people, having a mixer like this, which is just incredible to see so many people outside tonight
Right.
talking film, celebrating each other. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. It's really no other festival I've screened at has had this experience before.
Right.
It's beautiful.
Well,
I'm gonna ask you to just for production's sake, you empathize with me, you're a filmmaker.
Yeah.
Say that again while I'm not messing the screen up with the transition.
It's all good. This is a special festival. The way to engage with just the filmmakers, the community, and everyone who cares about film is beautiful. You know, coming back now outside of COVID, I really feel so engaged with what's happening, and seeing everyone out here tonight at a mixer, communicating, talking about the projects, learning new things, eating good food. It's unlike anything I've ever experienced at a festival.
So you were part of the virtual year.
Yeah.
Wow. How did you feel about being part of a virtual film festival that year? What was the experience as with it being virtual?
It was crazy. I don't remember it that well, to be honest with you. That whole year is just like it's a blur.
I
to
tell
me.
everybody that the whole pandemic was a blur.
Yeah, that's him
If
here
you
as a
ask
brain
me, like,
fog.
where were you May 2020? I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know. Good question. I wish I knew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, let me ask you one last thing, because like your film sounds so interesting. I'd like to learn more about it. Is there a website, social media? Where can we find out more about you and the
We have
film?
an Instagram, Soñando America Official. No N-A SONANDO America Official on Instagram.
Nice.
We have another trailer up there, our second trailer up there. And we have some posts from other festivals, some crew photos, so you can learn some of the crew. Our crew is incredible. Please look at their bios.
Shout them out. We will.
There you go. All right. So now that because we're part of the Queens World Film Festival, and it's like majority of the audience members are from Queens, we want to give Queens a great shout out. Do you mind looking at that green light real quick? And can you just say, "We will see you in Queens"?
We will see you in Queens.
Awesome.
We will see you in Queens.
My man, thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the information in your film. Look forward to seeing you on
Shout out Henry Street again.
There you go.
Shout out Henry Street.
Henry
For real.
Street. Anyone who knows Henry Street, if you know, you know. All right, we have a lot of filmmakers here talking about all of their films.
And we're gonna get another one after we play this trailer for this film. Let's do that as we get this next film.
Yo quiero que la gente sepa que venimos aquí por un propósito, por un sueño, por una familia.
La niñez de uno fue simplemente trabajar.
Teníamos que trabajar duro todo el tiempo.
Cruzar la frontera fue un poco de a qué nos hemos enfrentado.
Yo quiero que la gente sepa que venimos aquí por un propósito, por un sueño, por una familia.
La niñez de uno fue simplemente trabajar.
Teníamos que trabajar duro todo el tiempo de la cosecha.
Cruzar la frontera fue un poco de nervios. No sabíamos a qué nos íbamos a enfrentar, cómo íbamos a cruzar.
Yo nunca llegué a pensar en si me iba a venir o no.
Yo pienso que batallé un poco con las dos niñas. Ellas dos fueron las que sufrieron más. Fueron unos años difíciles. para nosotros como pareja, para ellas dos como niñas.
Ellas tenían que estar con nosotros en el restaurante desde que se abría.
Mis hijos vayan a México, muchos nervios, mucho miedo.
Y ellas están en otro país donde sabe uno que uno no puede ir.
Siempre para lograr algo en la vida vas a perder algo.
Tener la oportunidad de al menos haber ido cuando mi papá enfermó. Poder decirle a mis papás cuánto los quiero, los extraño.
Y lo que más extraño, pues sí, son mis padres. Yo qué más daría por tener tenido la oportunidad de haber ido cuando ellos estaban malos.
Los inmigrantes no son personas malas. Todos venimos con un sueño.
That right there was a pretty good trailer. Now we also have another filmmaker with us as well too. Please, would you please introduce yourself, your film, when and where it's playing as well?
Hi, my name is Jody Oberfelder. I have a short film that's in on November 14th at 3:45. It's called And Then Now. There's a comma between then and now. It takes place in Greenwood Cemetery. There's 3 dancers and 3 musicians. And I'm hoping that the audience who comes to see the cinematic version of something that happened live will feel an immersive kind of tingling, because we are live people in a cemetery, a place where a lot of other people have lived and continue to have their place.
I'm going to be honest with you. You had me at cemetery. So now, as you know, this year, our theme for our festival is about connections, whether it's made, missed, or yearned for. And we know that each one of these films were chosen for a specific reason. How does your film fit to the theme? What's the best way to describe it?
I think we're in a place right now where we have to treasure living and living in the moment, and knowing that we have this brief parentheses around our lives. This goes beyond politics. It's like, what do we do in this parentheses? I'm hoping that imagining new futures has to do with reflecting on your future, that you're going to be dead sometime, and you might as well cherish and sensorially take in everyone and everything in relationship.
It's funny you say that, because speaking of like politics not really controlling our life, you know, I was just thinking this recently. It's less about what people say they believe and what they do, right? What do they do with their life? You know, everybody can say they believe this, or they're on the right or the left or whatever, but it's really what you say. I mean, it's really what you do. Excuse me. It's really what you're doing with your life, right?
Well, it's really also what you make and what you make of life. I think all artists have a desire to reflect back to the people who are participating in viewing or going to theater or listening, a way to connect with your community. I mean, I use dancers because it's beyond words. I would say this is non-narrative, my film, but I think it has a pace that's slower than this world we live in right now. So it's somewhat reflective. Cemeteries in general, I mean, Greenwood Cemetery in Brooklyn is one of the most beautiful places on earth. And we're not being disrespectful by having something very much alive there. Yeah. So the film captures this kind of effervescence of being in a body. Oh, look at that. Wonderful.
Yeah, I like how you're able to find the beauty and life within a cemetery. Yeah. That's very poetic. I like that.
I love the monument idea, that we as human beings are also living monuments. We are born in a certain time. We get, you know, we get what's given to us with our genes, where we're born. We have a chance to develop and become full human beings.
Where was this shot?
Where?
Yeah, where was this shot?
Well, Greenwood Cemetery. Well, you're looking at rehearsal footage right now of Michael. You can see this shot is of I had people walk through Greenwood, and this is Pierpont Monument. That was a cold winter day. We were just trying out some things. I love the openings in that space. This is a beautiful experience of going under a tree.
That's so
That
beautiful.
has an archived history. There was actually a murder right there, but that's not in my film.
So
Yeah.
why Queens Row Film Festival? Well, what about this film festival that this story needs to be told for our audience here in Queens?
Well, Queens is part of New York City, and Greenwood Cemetery has a hallowed history of the Gilded Age up till now. Yeah, you can see that tree. It's like things are etched. You're looking at a performance trailer. This is not a trailer for the film, but those are all the people who are in it.
Good for you. Congratulations.
Thank you. I think Queens is a borough that I think of as like a haven for people feeling welcome. And I think life welcomes us, and therefore, and then now. I love your T-shirt that tells us
Thank you.
to make art and not
Not
be
unalive each
destructive.
other.
Yeah.
Well, now your film being in the moment, which I kind of like, and I think that's something that a lot of people need to sort of relearn about being in the moment. Get off your phone, get off social media, be in the moment. Now, being in the moment right now, especially through the process of getting your film to screen here at the Queensboro Film Festival, can you describe to me your experiences that you've been having, like from when you first knew that the film was going to be selected?
Oh, I mean, more eyes on communication. I'm thrilled to be in this festival with other people who have made all kinds of films in all kinds of genres. Dance is a particular ephemeral form. So for me, having something that is movement driven appeal to the heart in a landscape that is very much about what happens when your heart stops beating.
And I'm sure you could definitely like feel that right now.
Yeah, no, I'm not nervous for some strange reason. I
Well, good for
feel
you.
I'm around colleagues and other working artists who have a chance also to be with others and share your form that you've made. I do live stuff. So for me, concurrently, I've always made art that is lasting via film. Dance film is kind of a niche. There's not a huge audience for it, so I'm really glad to be grouped in this festival with other kinds of films. But it's not just a dance film festival. It's really a film that has to do with just the people I've talked to today. A piece about neurodivergence. Yeah, very cool
Is
people.
this your first film?
No, this is about my 15th film.
The 15th film.
Oh, wow.
This is the 15th Queens World Film Festival. Have you ever participated in Queens World Film Festival before this year?
Yeah, a film I made in 2007 called, is that right? Yeah, I think so. Come Sit Stay. It actually had 3 words, come sit stay, and I worked with a cinematographer who was trying to pull out of me a narrative. Like, what are you thinking about? Why are you making this film? And at that point I was really mad at one of my dancers for breaking up with someone. And she kept pulling and pulling and pulling narrative ideas out of that. I said, yeah, he treated her like a dog. So the piece has a kind of violent beginning and this person's dog is featured in the film. So it's about how you treat people. And she basically just says, stay, and leaves him behind.
Yeah.
So, what was your experience at Queens World Film Festival in the past?
Unfortunately, I was on tour with a live piece and did not get to attend any of these amazing events. And if this is an example of the community building that you're doing here,
Yeah.
I'm all in. It's pretty great.
We're happy to have you. We're happy to have you.
Yeah, I'm really happy to have a badge.
Oh yeah, show it off. Show
You're
it
an
off.
official filmmaker now.
You know, I saved these. I don't know.
I do too.
Same here.
I have, yeah. I have
I
all,
just-
everyone I've had. Yeah.
I just
I have
think
over 15 now.
it's pretty great to see your name and a place and a date. I'm really glad you put the year, because sometimes you're archiving your stuff and you're like, but what year was it? You kind of know, but yeah.
Well, where else can we find out about your film? Is there a social media that you'd like to share where we can find out more about you or your film?
Yeah, my social media is at Jody Ober, Ober, JODYOBER. I have a website, Jody Oberfelder Projects.
And your social media is on Instagram?
It's Instagram. And Facebook is Jody Oberfelder Projects.
Amazing.
Unfortunately, my Jody Oberfelder Projects Instagram got hacked in May, and I have no access to it. So
Yeah. We've all been there.
Anybody
Not me. I
who's
ain't
going to look at my Instagram will see a blend of who I am as a person with who I am professionally.
Well, there you
And
go.
You know what? It's one of the same.
At this point, you're
Yeah.
being in the moment, just like your film. So now, being that we're also Queens World Film Festival, and our audience are going to be all about Queens, we want to make sure to give Queens a shout out. Right there on that green light, can you just look at it and just say, "We will see you in Queens"?
We will see you in Queens at the Queens World Film Festival.
I love that. That's the best one so far.
Amazing.
I love
Thank
that.
you so much for your kind words and telling us more about your film. So, folks, if you guys want to see more information, feel free to visit our website. You'll be able to see a lot of the trailers, find out when and where all the films are going to be premiering and featuring, and as well get to relate with some of the filmmakers who actually might be there. So thank you once again. We really appreciate it. Now, we're going to also talk to other filmmakers who are going to be explaining it to it, but just a reminder, Queens World Film Festival is turning 15. It's not our 15th annual. It is our 15th year. 124 films from 17 different nations in 17 days, 3 screens, 2 venues, and of course, you, the audience. The theme and connections. Once again, the theme is Connections Made, Miss, and Yearn For. Our festival will be premiering from November 5th through the 15th at the Museum of Moving Image and at the Kaufman Astoria Studios. 31 different blocks of interesting, challenging, exciting films from around the world and around the corner. So feel free to go to the website, look at the different blocks. We have several blocks, all with different themes. Find your favorite theme. You'll probably find a lot of films that not only can you connect with, but you can also relate with. So we are back with a new filmmaker. So hello. So before we get started, I would love for you to please introduce yourself to our audience. Tell us about your film, when and where it's also playing.
Okay.
And make sure the mic is at you at all times.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm Quinn Tomshow. My film is Are the Stars Alive? And it's playing in the first block on opening night. I don't think it has a specific title except for the Connections Made, Missed, and it's Connections Made, Missed, and Yearn For.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
that's
all
the
of it,
theme.
though,
Yes,
right?
that's
Yeah.
the theme.
Okay.
We're going to be getting to that too. So I'm kind of glad that you brought that up. But I believe your block is, it's opening night. So yeah, you're part of the actual theme itself. So nice, congratulations.
Thank you.
So you're one of the very few lucky ones to get your film screen opening night. And it must be such a trip to know that your movie is actually going to be premiering inside the Museum of Moving Image. How does that make you feel?
It was like when I found that out, I was incredibly excited because I remember going to MoMI many times, and then I also remember going and seeing a screening there. It was actually of like the very, very old Dracula, and I remember watching it, and I was with my friends. Yeah, and I was like watching with my friends, and I was like, oh, I hope that I like make a movie one day that gets to screen in a place like this. So it's pretty amazing, actually. I'm
Talk
really-
about manifesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it means a lot. I'm just happy people get to see it, and I'm really thrilled that it's on such a beautiful screen and in a museum that I really love.
Well, congratulations. That's an honor right there. Now, obviously we did you're pretty much, your block is the theme of the show, of the whole festival itself, connections, missed, made, and yearned for. Now, how does your film relate to that specifically, that you are pretty much the actual theme of itself?
That's a great question. Well, I can go a little bit about what it's about and maybe how it's connected. So the film was inspired by this female astronomer, Maria Mitchell, who is from the 1830s. Most people don't really know who she is. She was actually the first astronomer in the United States to discover a comet. But again, I think like women in history, especially in astronomy at that time, like not really well known, not really like paid attention to. And the film is about, I mean, her sort of discovering things about herself in the sort of like greater world, asking a question and seeing it outside, making that connection to herself, to the universe. But then also the technique of the film, I made it by, it's actually shot on 35 millimeter, and I hand colored each frame individually. So
wow.
The reason for that is because in film history, when color film didn't exist and Méliès was making these movies, the people who were hand coloring them were hundreds of women who were not known. So there's that, I mean, maybe missed and yearned for. It's like women who are unseen and who like need to be, you know, the world needs them to tell
It's almost
stories.
like a yearning for that connection.
Yeah.
Well, good on you. It sounds like a very ambitious film. I'm very curious to see, especially with the coloring of the black and white. It reminds me of the old school black and white films, like you mentioned too. But it's like you're really representing in so much ways women, not unnoticed and forgotten women. So good on you. Good on you on that.
Yeah, I know. Quickly, the editor too of our film, who's actually the star of the film, she's like the main person, but she actually edited it on a Moviola as well. So she like, I know she's an amazing person, and she learned just for this movie to do that. But again, it's like it was really, really special.
I can imagine too. There's so much hard work and a lot of passion and a lot of like detailed history behind it. Just on the production alone, I'm curious to see this film now, because just the behind the scenes. Well, yeah, no, even the behind the scenes is so inspiring. So good on you. Good on you. Now, being that this is a very ambitious film, what made you want to submit to Queen's World specifically?
So it's actually a funny story. I connected with a group of people who do live scoring to Méliès films, and I sent them my movie. And they're the ones who sent it into Kathleen. And from there, it all sort of connected. But I think, like, in getting in, what I've noticed is this festival is about community in a lot of ways. And I mean, that's what making a movie is. It's like this shared experience with the people that you're bringing into the project. And what they're giving to you and to each other. It's like all of you making this one thing together, and that's what community is as well. And it's something that's really needed. And I love getting to be a part of a festival that uplifts that and cares about. I mean, it was really amazing seeing her speak to everyone this evening, and just how much everybody cares about each other and about making movies and about saying important things and standing up for what we believe in. And so
you're right at home with this festival. I kind of like that.
I'm really thrilled.
Yeah. Now, is this your first time submitting to the Queen's World Film Festival? Yeah. Now that you've submitted, what has the experience been like? You know, is this your first film ever in a film festival as well?
I mean, I think officially, yeah. I mean, I've been in, like, I grew up, I was born in New York, but I grew up in Vermont mostly. And there's a film festival there that I was very much a part of, and I would curate sort of like expanded cinema things. But yeah, this is sort of my first experience being at a film festival with my film in it. And I think you guys are keeping the bar very high for the standards of the way that it should be, because I don't think this is how it always goes. It's really wonderful. It's a really wonderful experience.
Well, one of the things that I know about Queen's World Film Festival, we're always about the filmmaker. We want to make sure that the filmmaker always leaves with enough knowledge and be comfortable to get into another filmmaker, which is one of the reasons why we're always curious about new upcoming filmmakers and their experience here in this film festival, because we want to let you know, it's like, oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
And more importantly, it's like, I just got to give you a little round of applause, because it's like you are the new generation. in a generation that we're living where technology is so accessible, where everyone has a smartphone and all of that, you really went old school, shooting 35 millimeter, editing on a video. That's probably a whole new education that you guys probably had to go through just to be able to make this film. So kudos to you. And this sounds like a very good passion project. So this is definitely on my radar. So kudos to you. One of the things that I also want to know, because you guys are so talented, if anyone else wants to learn more about you or your film, where can they go? What social media? Do you have a website?
I do have a website. It's just my name, quintomshow.com. I also have Instagram, also my name, Quinn Tom Show. I actually haven't posted anything about the film actually, no, have I? I might have posted about it on my website, but I'm trying to update more, and I have a newsletter too that people can subscribe to.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Good to know. All right. Now, being that we're also part of the Queens World Film Festival, you submitted to Queens. Obviously, Queens is going to be the target audience. We want to give Queens a shout out.
Yeah.
Right there, that little green light. Can you just say in your best salesman voice, "We will see you in Queens"?
We will see you in Queens.
Amazing. Thank you so much for this interview. Congratulations once again. I can't wait to see your film. So once again, everyone, this is our filmmaker right over there. Our dates are from November 5th through the 15th. We're going to be at MoMI. We're also going to be at the Cop in Astoria Studios, but her particular film is going to be opening night at MoMI. So once again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to try to get another filmmaker to talk to us really quick, but just a reminder, let's give a thank you to our venue partner. No. All right, we're experiencing a slight technical difficulties right over here. We're going to get back to it in a second. But as I mentioned before, there you go. We do have a former alumni right over here. So please introduce yourself, your film, when and where it's playing.
Firstly, thank you, Rich. I'm so happy to be here with M and Rich, two of my favorite people here at the Queens World Film Festival.
I was about to say, I want to introduce her. This is...
Go ahead.
Please do. Please do.
This is, first of all, this is an alumni of Queens World Film Festival. She also was a former associate. She helped make sure the festival happened. I think one year she screened and was a festival associate at the same time.
And social media, from what I remember.
Yep, managing the social media as well. Just filling in all of the gaps. Just a really genuine person, a hardworking person, superwoman herself. All right, a super producer. All right, a woman of the people. A high spirit, super dope energy. I love to see her since the first time I met her. Niha, how are you doing today?
Oh, Em, thank you so much.
No
You're
problem.
the kindest.
I don't
Thank
even
you.
think I sold it right. I was just freestyling.
You
I
did
could
better
say
than
so
me. I can
much.
tell you that much.
I can say so much more.
That freestyling is so cool, right, guys?
Yes.
And now that brings me to my pitch. So my film, Home, it's my first virtual reality film. It's playing on 11th of November at Kaufman Astoria Studios Zucker Theatre at 6:45, and I really, really hope to see you all there. It's my first attempt in virtual reality. And guess what? You don't need glasses or you don't need a VR headset to come enjoy my film because we converted it into a 2D animation so that everybody could experience what the film is. Of course, as technology progresses, I hope one day that CAS gives us a theater with all the headsets. so I can take you all into the metaverse. But yeah, that's my film. It's called Home. It's playing in a block called Mixed Bag. It has 7 films, a little bit of everything. And like our founder and our artistic director both said, that they had to break many blocks to fit a lot of these beautiful films that came in last minute. So some of our films, which are in Mixed Bag, were earlier in other slots. But then Katha and Dawn took the pains to create a whole new block to put us in together.
Look at that. Aren't you so special? I love that.
What day is it? What day is this block again?
It's on 11th of November, and it's at 6:45 at Kaufman Astoria, Zucker. Yes, that's the one.
I love the fact that you're using technology to your advantage, and especially dabbling into virtual reality. We just had another filmmaker who actually shot her film in 35 millimeter and edited it on a viola, and I'm like, and this is a young filmmaker. I love how like everyone's just taking chances, whether it's in the technology we have available or the technology we had available, and relearning that. So, being that said, our theme for our festival is all about connections, and I'm already seeing a lot of connections going
Absolutely.
on. Now, your film in particular, dealing with the technology as well. How would you say your film relates to the theme, connections made, missed, and yearned for?
Rich, firstly, I'll just like to add to what you said about how we as filmmakers are dabbling into newer forms or the older forms. I myself dabbled with 16mm
Nice.
as well. Hopefully next festival I'll bring it.
Yes.
But what's happening is we all know what's happening in the world around us with AI, with new tech, with cinemas. We are left with no choice but to experiment. And I think there wasn't a better time than today, where we have the best of the old and the new, both accessible and available to us, free to experiment. So before rules are made, before hard boundaries are put, we are able to really do mixed media. And that is so empowering and freeing, that it's really sort of giving us that opportunity to sort of try something that we haven't before. It's like we're limited only to our imagination right now. And and to your question of
Connections.
yeah, about connection. So my film is based on a poem. This poem was given by our professor. I'm still in CUNY doing my
Shout out to CUNY. I'm a product of CUNY. You know what I'm
yes,
saying?
and I love CUNY.
Student government, all that. I had a
They
student
saved my
organization.
life
Yeah,
as an
yeah.
international student. I'm forever grateful to CUNY.
Yeah, shout out
And Brooklyn College is offering this course in emerging tech and new media. A lot of beautiful courses. So I took this course as part of my graduation, my bachelor's degree with them, and we were asked to make a 3-minute project on a poem. So we picked up this poem by Eric Hansen, and the poem is about leaving everything behind. And I don't know, I meditated on the poem. I meditate before anything I create. I meditated and I said, okay, how can I say this in a way which is personal to me and to my connection? And I said, which is the connection which is the most precious to me? So it is my connection with God. And I feel like when I'm connected with God, I'm connected with everyone. I'm connected, like, and I don't mean it in a very pseudo neo-Hindu way, but in like for true, for real. Like whenever some challenges have come, it's only like I feel like I can only, that's my only friend who I can really talk to any given point of time, day or night. So I took this film and I said, women cannot be truly free until they have religious freedom. You know, today we are financially free, we are free in our relationships, we are free in every other dimension, but religious freedom still binds us as women. And I felt that that was the theme I wanted to tackle with my short film. So this film actually shows a nun who is in a church praying every day, blah blah blah, doing the things properly, wearing the costumes, doing the Bible. And one day she shuts it all and she says, no, I'm not able to connect. And she runs away from the church into nature, carrying real connection with God, and she finds a connection with God there. So that's
deep.
Yeah, that's kind of bold right there. I applaud you for that.
No, that sounds amazing, and I just gotta say, it's like I've known from the years you've done a lot of work for this particular festival, not only as an associate in many different positions as well, but also a producer, a filmmaker, and all of this. Now, why do you? What is it about Queensville that has you coming back? Why did you submit? Why do you keep coming back and working at Queensville?
You're going to make me cry. I'm sorry, I'm a softie when it comes to this festival is the most precious, and I wouldn't I mean, put me against any big festival, I would dabble that on the side and I would come for this one any day. This is so precious. They screened my very first film and nobody believed in me. Don and Kaka did. And these boys, these people, they cheered for me. So this is very special because they stood by me when nobody else did and nobody even recognized. I'm a returning career in that sense. I've had a big career in the industry, 20 years of film industry career as a vice president, executive, all of that. People know me in a different role. But as a storyteller, I wasn't able to find my voice. Or even if I found my voice, I wasn't able to put it out there in the way where I felt strong enough to stand. And I remember on my first screening, I was literally like shaking. I fainted in the bathroom of the screening hall, which was in Flushing Town Hall. I fainted there. And Katha knew what was going on. She just held me together so tight. She literally like put all pieces of me back together. And she said, go, face that audience. They're here for you. So
I have to say that's a great experience having with this festival, and I can understand why you always keep coming back. And we're always happy to have you back. Your energy, everything that you do, even Mr. M, I'm sure you have so much to say about her energy alone and her amazing talent.
Like I said, since the first time I met her, this is super great energy, and you could tell you put your all into your work. You take pride in your work. I had no idea how nervous you were that time. I had no idea. And I'm glad that you found us and we found you.
Thank you. Thank you for this family.
Well, not only that, it's like, yes, you found us, we found you, but we want everyone else to also discover who you are and your story. Do you have a website? Do you have any social media that we can share so they can find out more information about you?
Sure. You can find me on www.queensworldfilmfestival.org.
I love it. Right to the source. I love it.
Go to Queens World. You can find my film there. And then if you want to discover a little bit about tiny little things I do, you can go and search me by my name, nehalohia.com. And all of my handles are there. You can find me wherever, or you can find me in New York shopping.
There you go. All right, well, let's go back to Queens because we're Queens World Film Festival. We're going to be all about Queens. We're going to be sharing these stories with Queens residences. So we want to give a shout out to Queens right by that green light, right where you see that green light right there. Can you just say, we will see you in Queens?
Hello, world. We, the filmmakers, will see you in Queens.
one more time with the mic.
One more time, please.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
We, the filmmakers, will see you in Queen. Please come. Please support us. It's not just us that you're supporting. It's this community. We take a lot of courage to come up to this point. We're vulnerable and we're weak. I'm not in a sense where we want pity, but we have stories to say, and these stories come from amongst us. These stories about you, about your children, your father, your mother, your parents. It's about all of us. And when we share it in community, there's so much more strength that we derive to be able to say our next story. So please come and help us, encourage us to be able to continue to do that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Glad to have you back. Glad to have you back.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
All right, that was Neha with her film Home, which you can find any information on the Queens World Film Festival website. So, as we get our new filmmaker to interview, Queens World would like to remind you that Queens World enjoys the support of businesses, foundations, and elected officials from numerous sectors because the festival provides an incredible marketing opportunity for those who wish to reach filmmakers and film lovers. Now, Queens World also supports Black-owned businesses. And while these businesses are not direct festival partners, we urge you to use the link found in our Queens World Film Festival website under the sponsor page to find businesses that you wish to support titled Support Black-Owned Businesses, 181 places to start online. So feel free to visit our website. If you do go to our sponsors page, you'll be able to find that link. It'll give you over 181 different places to start online. If you do want to support local businesses, local Black businesses, any other businesses in the community, feel free to do. Now, we do have our next filmmaker as well here. So, hello. Glad that you could actually get here. Now, before we get started, I would love for you to look right at that green light, and if you could please introduce yourself, your film, when and where it is also played.
Okay, I'm Umed. The film that we're doing is called Perennial. It's called Perennial. Yeah, and I'm Umen Maru, and our film's playing in the environmental block on November 8th. Okay, yeah, nice.
And if you don't mind introducing yourself as well, too.
Hi, my name is Lillian Perella, and I'm also a filmmaker for the Film Perennial.
Nice. Now, is this your first time filmmakers in this festival?
No, it is actually not. We were in the festival 2 years ago for our PSA for curbside composting.
Wow. Okay, well, congratulations. Welcome back. Well, look at that. All right. So as you guys know, the theme for this festival is all about connections. It's about made, missed, or yearned for. I don't know anything about your film, but I would love to know, how does your film connect with the actual theme of connection?
So I think what's interesting about our film is it's about it's a documentary. It's about a real garden space, and I think something that's like very important about garden spaces and small spaces in communities is it's like it brings all sorts of different people who might not actually be together. It brings them together, and it's like especially important in this time where things are super divisive, and all these different types of people coming together. We've got religious groups, Eagle Scouts, Girl Scouts, just like community members, houseless people, all those types of people coming together in a garden and working together on making it better.
And this is a documentary, correct?
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, I love the fact that these are connections. Where was this documentary filmed? Is it in New York or?
Yes. So we have a community garden in Jackson Heights, like where we all live, and it's on 69th Street and 35th Avenue, next to the community composting site JH Scraps, and that's where we filmed it because that's where we have a garden. And this film is primarily a film of like resilience and like never giving up. And because last September our garden was torn down by the railway company CSX, and we didn't really know. We didn't know at the time that CSX had done it, and we were trying to figure it out, and we were trying to like rebuild. And we had to rebuild it in like a matter of weeks, like this past spring. So this is really a film about like how we came together as a community to help do this. And, yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, as you know, being that you guys, you've submitted before to Queens World Film Festival, is this your first time being at this festival?
Well, we worked together on the last one too.
Okay, so you guys have some sort of experience. Now, why specifically? Why did you submit to Queens World Film Festival specifically?
Well, actually, I think in a way, the Queens World Film Festival reached out to us because we got Kata and Preston Cato were the ones who encouraged us to submit this time and last time. So, yeah.
Well, it's funny. We've been hearing a lot of similar stories from other filmmakers as well, too. So congratulations. I'm glad that they actually chose you to actually screen. So kudos to you. Good job. Good job.
Yeah, they're amazing people.
And being that you guys are also returning, what's had your experience like being part of this festival specifically?
Being part of this festival specifically has been such an amazing experience for our group because like Kata and Preston are such wonderful people, and they helped us on this film too. Like they helped us with our garden as well, like replanting it because Preston's a landscape designer, so he was helping us like do like sun studies and looking at how to like revamp our garden after it got torn down. So they've helped us like so much throughout the years, and we love being part of this festival. They're such amazing people, and we love them.
Well, good on that. I'm glad that they're all constantly helping you and still guiding you and mentoring you. So yes, very good. And also now, where can we find out more information about your film or about you guys? Any social medias you'd like to share?
Yes.
Sure.
We have we have an Instagram account at We the Veggie Nuggets on Instagram. We're the Veggie Nuggets. We're a youth comment group based in Jackson Heights, Queens. Yeah.
Yeah. And being that this film is part of the Queens World Film Festival and majority of the audience is going to be Queens people, we want to make sure that we give Queens a shout out. Would you two mind just right on that green light? Can you just say in your best salesman pitch voice, "We will see you in Queens"?
We will see you in Queens.
Let's try that one more time.
We will see you in Queens.
Beautiful. Thank you guys so much. I wish you all the luck. Congratulations on being part of the festival.
Thank you so much.
Please feel free to enjoy and network continue. Please.
Yes, we will.
Have yourself a good ones, guys.
Thank you.
No worries. All right. My name is Mr. Rich. You'll be able to find me as I'm one of the board members here at the festival. So once again, we want to make sure that we thank our venue partners and all of our sponsors. Starting from Museum of Moving Image to Kaufman Astoria Studios. Once again, we're going to be having the Filmmakers Breakfast, and that's going to be happening on November 8th, and that is sponsored by City National Bank. All right, we have a couple more that we want to be able to thank as well too from our media sponsors, which is going to be QNS, as well as the Queens Chronicle. We're also going to be doing It's in Queens. And all right, what else we got? We got, let's see, our industry partners is going to be Indie Collect. It's also going to be Deadline AV, New York Women's in Film and Television, as well as Chip Away Productions. Our hospitality partner is going to be Sax Place. Sax Place has been our constantly going on, has been one of our sponsors, our constantly been happening. We also have some community sponsors as well. Our community partners are going to be Astoria Bookshop, the New York City Department of Youth and Community Development, Jackson Heights Beautification Group since 1988, New York City Football Club, Lockwood, 34th Avenue Open Streets in Jackson Heights, Jack Jones, the Irish Gastropub, Toodles and French, Shikar Krishna City Council, Partnership for After School Education, and Queen's Memory. All right, so we have another filmmaker here with us today. Great. So glad that you can join us. Now, before we get started, that little green line right over there, what I'd love for you to do is to please introduce yourself, your film, when and where it's playing.
My name is Samantha Light. My film is The Situation, and it is playing at the Hoffman Astoria.
Well, look at that. Well,
I think it's Friday the 14th.
you think? All right. Well, we're going to be finding out pretty soon,
I'm
so
an
no worries about that.
artist.
So that's okay. You can find out more information about it in our website as well. Now, as you know, with Queens World Film Festival, we always have different themes. This year's themes is all about connections. Made, missed, yearned for. How does your film fit within that theme?
Question. Very interesting question. My film, The Situation, is essentially all about connections. It's a story about two detectives having a conversation with a young man about a mass shooting.
Really?
And it kind of boils down to a really in-depth conversation about personal responsibility and how we view each other in the world and what our part is, you know, in the bigger picture of things. So my film is really, it's about a tragic event, but it's also primarily about connection, about what we're missing as human beings and how we miss each other in passing and how these things explode into moments that are, you know, unnecessary and more an emotional expression of something that's not said rather than something that needs to be said. So my film is a lot about connection, the connective tissue between, where we are and what we want.
I'm kind of loving the fact that this is the theme for this year's festivals because a lot of people have just the connections, the different descriptions in their films about connections has just been a little bit awe-inspiring. So I'm and especially nowadays because we're so divided, I think it's like this is a great theme to start bringing people back.
Yeah,
very much so.
I think it's one of the most pivotal things that are missing in our human connection nowadays. I think cell phones, as much as they're advantageous, I think they're kind of petrifying our human relationships. We've indulged in hiding in them instead of being visibly uncomfortable in front of people, which is what we need to do because it's how we feed ourselves as human beings. You know, human connection is what we're born for. You know, without it, we are starving. We're starving for a lot of things, and it ends up just becoming a plague of sorts where we lose ourselves. We lose each other. We lose ourselves in a little screen, and we forget to just connect with, you know, everybody. Just the simplest act of saying hello and good morning to people in the street, whether you need them or you don't need them or you know them. You know, just that human connection has been lost over, you know, since I was a kid, you know, the invention of that. So I think it's part of the biggest cyclical problem with humanity right now is that we're missing that connective tissue between each other as human beings. Yeah.
Wow. I like that this is also very inspiring as well too. It's like it's making me feel like it's like are we healing?
Yeah. Well, you know, that's how we get inspired. We need to talk to one another, you know. We need to share how we feel with one another. Whether we like it or whether we don't, you know, is not really the point. You know, just the sharing is the point. And of course, we're all going to be uncomfortable and comfortable with certain things. But part of being a human being is is reaching out to other human beings, and whatever that is, dialogue, conversation, I think is a dying art.
Now, is this your first time submitting to Queensborough Film Festival?
Yes, it is.
Why did you want to submit to this particular festival?
Well, in researching festivals, firstly, I really wanted to research festivals that were in New York and that I could attend because I wanted to participate, in an actual human way. But I also researched the festival, and I realized that they're not only influential in the industry, but they're also really brave with the content that they choose. Like they don't choose general content. They're not really generic kind of a festival. And I did a lot of research before I submitted to any festivals. And this festival had a really great reputation as far as industry standards and also just independent artists, where they were brave enough to pick up subject matter or things that weren't necessarily appropriate or politically correct. And they were brave to kind of put stories out there that weren't necessarily, that kind of made people uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, I know in the past there were like several films sometimes that were banned in their own country.
Yeah.
Yes, and they would have to find ways to sneak the film out of their country just for this festival. So I completely agree.
Yeah.
One year, the woman who made a film, I forget which country she was from, but I believe it was in Arab country, but she was in jail.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Because of her film, I believe, right? And then they played her film here while she was
Yeah.
in prison.
It's amazing.
For telling the truth.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I think just as a culture, we're so protective over this idea of being a community rather than actually participating in what needs to be said, what needs to be protected to become a community. I think we're so much more prone to kind of placating ideas and this idea of inclusion and this idea of being all inclusive when we lose the actual meaning of that, which is just being inclusive with ideas, period. Right. Whether or not we agree with one another is really not the end result. If we destroyed all philosophers and all artists prior to this day, we would have no philosophies that we could actually identify with in the first place or fight for. Right. So the idea of dialogue and community, I think has really been lost, especially with the digital age, as much as it's given us, advantages, and it's been great for creative artists or anyone just for information. I think it's really paralyzed us as human beings and having the vulnerability to just be in a space with other people and just be a person in the moment. And maybe I don't say the right thing, maybe, this kind of curating ourselves to become this perfect idea of a human being is killing us. It's really killing us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I love the fact that it's all about community and all about connections that deals with your film. Yeah. And even more the research you did to get into this festival.
Yeah.
Now, my question is this: with that said, how has your experience been at this festival? Is it everything that you kind of like expected, or have you been pleasantly surprised, disappointed?
Well, I try not to, as old as I am, I try not to come into life with many expectations with things and try to just kind of invite what's happening. But the experience as a whole has been really engaging. The contributors and the people that are participating in just the organization of this have been so forward with communication and supportive. And just the excitement and the passion that they have is so inspiring. Again, it goes back to people we've lost our passion just for living and just for being in a space with other people. It's
Preach.
So cool.
Preach.
It's so cool to just be in a room with a bunch of artists and a bunch of creative lunatics, and just chat with them and make eye contact, and be like, what's up? Rather than being stuck in our little phone. It's really, really a gift to walk into a room and have such a massive, energetic, group of people that are dedicated to creating art and conversation and just being in a room together. It's really inspiring. Yeah.
Now tell us where we can watch your film again. We want to make sure people come.
That's right. We want to connect the outside world to you now.
Yeah.
I'm terrible. I should have researched before sitting at the mic. It's The Situation. I think it plays the 14th. You're looking right now. Look at you. Bless your heart. Just trying to save an old lady.
Do you have a website? Do you have a social?
I have a personal website, which is SamanthaLightDirector.com. Yep. That is the situation
So
right
what
there.
what
So
block
it's
are you
action
in?
reaction films about searching for answers, and it's 6:15 on Friday, November 14th.
Nice, and it's going to be at
Astoria Coffee.
at the Zucker Theater. Yeah, nice.
Which is so cool.
Oh my God!
Right? I mean, what a gift.
That is history.
The big screen, baby.
That is history.
Yeah.
You're going to be going in there, and you're going to be seeing some of the ghosts there.
No,
so.
it's fantastic. I mean, I'm really thrilled to be a part of it. You know, I really am. I even mentioned to the organizers how honored I am that they were brave enough to take on my film, because my film is it's in your face.
Well, that's what they do best here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I gotta say we now, because now I'm on the team. as a
Right,
board member.
exactly.
But
Yeah.
That's what this festival
We
does
need
best.
more of that, you know, because I feel like the industry as a whole has been just so generic, and they've been really safe zoned.
Yeah.
You know, they're refusing
Take
to
chances.
have a voice. Yeah. They just want to fit into this little, guideline of what should be and what's comfortable,
Right.
and as a filmmaker and as a writer director, I'm completely the opposite. I want to make you uncomfortable. I want to make you think about what's happening, and I want to make you question everything you've known, to decide whether or not you were just led along a trail by somebody else, So this film festival is really important that it gets to touch upon like brave artists that say things that aren't necessarily politically correct or that, just pumped out like American cheese for comfort, We need to start challenging each other.
Well, that's where we find success in uncomfortable situations.
Yeah.
right?
Well, because life is uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it incredible is succeeding yourself, beating yourself in the idea of being an emotional creature and having to live in this wild world.
Talk about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting because I finished this film a while ago, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to miss my pocket, with the information being pertinent, but I mean, it's ever present, the hate and the violence and the this and the that and the back and the forth and the us and the them and the this and that.
Yeah.
We really need to branch out with each other more, especially as artists, because we're brave. We don't care about being the first person on the dance floor,
That's a fact.
So I encourage all of us to be the first person on the dance floor, say something and not be scared,
Well, we
speak out.
got to get a couple other filmmakers in here before we wrap, but I'm going to be interviewing people virtually anyway.
Yeah.
Probably with Mr. Rich as well, on some of the days he can, hang out with me. Link up with us.
Yeah,
Let's
absolutely.
continue this conversation.
Yeah,
Let's give
it
me
was
like a
really
full-
lovely to talk to
let's
you.
do like a full hour.
Right?
Yeah.
I can tell you got some
Deep dive, baby.
Absolutely.
Deep dive.
These are topics that I'm kind of happy that we're starting to talk about, especially in this day and
We
age.
really need to.
Absolutely. And what I'm very impressed is that a lot of the filmmakers, we had another filmmaker earlier before who actually shot her film in 35 millimeter,
Amazing.
is editing in a viola. She's hand drawing,
Incredible.
she's hand painting.
Amazing.
And this is a younger generation. So I love how everyone is just trying different things, trying
Yeah.
to communicate, trying to get the message across, but more importantly, everyone has been sticking to the same theme of connections.
Well, I think as artists, I think just as a community, we're all exhausted.
Yeah.
There needs to be an artistic revolution where we just kind of make people, shake people.
Like the Roaring 20s.
Yeah.
We need a new Roaring 20s.
Just try to all, get it together.
Absolutely. Well, before we let you go, we want to make sure that everyone in Queens here knows your movie, understands your movie,
Yes.
but most importantly, we want to shout out Queens.
Yes.
So in that little green light right there, do you mind just saying in your best salesman pitch voice, we will see you in Queens.
We will see you in Queens.
Love it. Love it.
Amazing.
Thank you
Thank
again.
you so much.
you
I look
very
forward to
much.
seeing
Thank
your
you very
films.
much. Thank you. It's a pleasure.
All right, folks, as you know, we had several filmmakers happening here today at our 15th year, our potluck and kickoff party. So once again, we have several different filmmakers. Our theme is all about connections, made, missed, and yearned for. We want to be able to connect all the filmmakers with you guys, and we're going to do our best. We're going to try to interview as many as we can today. If not, we're going to be doing a second interview with other people as well on a later date. But we do encourage you to visit the website. Visit the website. Look at our different films. Some of them have trailers. see the different blocks. If a block really reached out to you, feel free not only to come see it, invite your friends, promote it. We want to get as many people on this festival to be able to see a lot of these films, because once again, it's all about connection. So we're asking you to connect with your friends. Let them know about our film festival. Bringing them over to an event.
Thank you.
And see awesome films. Meet awesome filmmakers who want to be able to tell stories. All right, we got our next filmmakers right over here. So welcome, guys. How you doing? Good. All right. Well, before we get started with anything, what I'd love for you guys to do is, could you please introduce yourselves, your film, when and where it's also playing?
Great. So my name's Doug Harris. My name's Jefferson White. Our film is called Caravan, and it's playing November 8th, 12:30 p.m. at the Museum of the Moving Image.
Yes. Nice. Look at that. That sounded kind of rehearsed, but I appreciate that.
That's exactly right.
Is this your first time here in this with this film festival? Is this your first time?
Yes. Yeah, for both of us.
Nice. So what made you guys want to submit to Queens World?
Well, I'm personally local to Queens. I've been here for a long time.
Nice.
And he's local to New York, and we just thought it was a really interesting festival that had a strong community connection that we were partial to, you know.
Nice. And being that our film is dealing with connections, it's connections whether we made it, we've missed it, or yearn for. How would you describe your film within that theme?
Our film is very much about connection, about the sort of healing power of chosen family or community. So our movie is about a carpool of diabetics that periodically go from New York City to Toronto to get insulin, because you may or may not know this, across the border in Canada, insulin costs 1/10 as much. Wow. So in America, healthcare costs are ridiculous as a result of capitalism. They charge as much as they can get away with, and they're getting away with murder. If you cross the border to Canada, insulin costs 1/10 as much. So our movie is about a bunch of people who, in the face of that injustice, come together. They form a community, this kind of chosen community of diabetics, to cross the border and sort of fight. They found each other as a sort of light in all of this darkness. So the movie, it is very, very very much wrapped up in these themes. But it's also about the personal connections that happen inside of that family. Mm-hmm. And some of them are sort of atrophying, and some of them are new. They're new characters being introduced as we go. So it's a little bit of a road trip movie. And
I was gonna say that sounds like a road trip movie.
It is. It's about that journey to that place, but also, you know, that cost benefit is about uninsured people. So it's like a position I've been in, many people have been in.
We all can relate.
And it's about the struggle that is provided by those systems and the community that replaces it, you know? So it's a really interesting story. It's unfortunately more relatable every week. So yeah.
Well, no, I was going to even ask too before. It's like it sounded almost like a documentary at one point, because it's like, to be honest with you, everyone is kind of living with that.
Yeah.
So
there's an amazing, I just want to shout out on that note, there's an amazing documentary that I think is available now on Max. It's on HBO Max. I can't remember the name. Called Pay or Die. Pay or Die. About this exact same phenomenon. So as we were in the early stages of writing our film, this documentary came out and we became aware of these filmmakers. It's a documentary about exactly the same thing. So Pay or Die, check that out. It's about insulin rationing and this trip to go find affordable healthcare in Canada and all these things. It's very interesting. Yeah.
I like that. And it's also very educational in two aspects, from storytelling to actual real life similarities. So kudos to you. Thank you very much for being able to educate us on that. Now let me ask you this. Now, I noticed that you guys are also Queens locals. What made you want us to put your film or screen your film here at the Queens World Film Festival? Why us?
I also think it's important to note that the Museum of the Moving Image, we've been told, is one of the most incredible theaters you can screen at. That's been hyped up. So many of our crew members who worked on the film, so many of our friends are so excited about that screening. So that's a huge gift to the filmmakers that this festival gives. To screen there particularly, I think, is such a special, rare treat. So that's a huge, huge benefit of this festival. And also just this here, I don't know if you online can see this whole room of beautiful artists coming together. It really feels like the Queens World Film Festival embodies these themes, you know, these connections. That's the whole point of the damn thing. And here we are doing it. So this is our first time here, and we're just learning in real time how lucky we are to be a part of this festival. So we're kind of learning tonight oh wow, this is where we want to be, you know?
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of funny that you guys say that, because my next follow-up question is, what would you describe your experience here? But from what I think of it, I think it's been positive. How would you say? What would you
I
describe?
mean, I would describe it as like very in line with the ethics and the like sort of sense of Queens that I have. You know, I've lived here for years, both when I had money, when I haven't had money, when I've needed friends, when I've had too many friends, and it's just it's a piece of filmmaking history as well in Queens. The culture, the community, the sort of drive. It's not New York City in so many ways. You know, people think of Manhattan as New York City, and Queens is my New York. And I don't know. I think it's a valuable sense of culture and time and space. And
not only that, I think history as well too, because like you guys went, like you mentioned before, you're going to be at the Museum of Moving Image.
Yeah.
Are you doing at the Redstone or at the Zucker Theater?
We're at the Redstone.
Oh, Redstone. Oh, even better.
Yeah.
Wow. So congratulations
Thank
on
you.
that.
We're
too.
really
That's a
excited.
big
We're
honor.
really
Is it opening night? What day is it again?
We're doing it on the
November 8th,
November
12:30 p.m. November 8th, 12:30 p.m.
Look at that. Once again, you guys heard that. November 8th, 12:30 p.m.
It's going to be great.
Yeah. So other than that, how else can we find out more about your film and you guys? Do you have any social medias, websites?
Yeah, so we're on Instagram and on the internet. Obviously, we have caravanthefilm.com is our website, but we're also Caravan the Film on Instagram. You know, we're all over the place. You can find us ourselves. I'm Doug Harris. This is Jefferson White. We're all over the social media as well. Sharina Martin is our lead producer. We're making a lot of good
Come
content.
be on camera
and
for a
so-
second. Just come poke your head
Yeah,
in.
she'll poke her
Break
head in
the
for a second.
rules.
There's the producer right
Sharina
there.
Martin over
Look at
there.
that.
She wrote me a note to make sure I hit the themes while I was on camera here.
That's kind of where we're at.
As a producer should.
Exactly. That's
We
the
lead with
level that we
sincerity
depend on
in our-
her.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right, guys, we got a lot of information from you guys, which we really appreciate. But one thing we want to do is we want to let the audience know that you guys are part of the Queens World Film Festival. You guys are also Queens locals, and we're doing this all in Queens. So right in that green light right over there, can you say in your best salesman pitch voice, we will see you in Queens.
We will see you in Queens.
Beautiful, guys. Thank you guys so
Thank you
much.
so
I wish
much.
you all the luck.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations once again.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it, brother.
All right. Now it looks like we're going to be getting more and more filmmakers to go. But once again, we do have these two filmmakers and their movie. We're all about connections today. Made, missed, and yearned for. As you guys see, we're connecting you to a lot of different filmmakers, a lot of different stories, visual stories that you might be able to relate to. So once again, we ask you, visit the website, check out some of the movies, check out some of the blocks, and see if there's anything of interest that you might be interested in seeing. Not only that, connect with your friends. Send them a link to either a trailer that they might be interested in watching or even a film block that they might be interested in watching. We are at the Museum of Moving Image. We're going to be at the Redstone. We're going to be at the Zucker. We're also going to be at the Kaufman Astoria Studios, which is where the Zucker Theater is. If anyone knows the Museum of Moving Image, you know it is the Filmmakers Museum. From Muppets to latest films, to everything and anything in between. So once again, we're asking you to please connect to these filmmakers, connect to these films, find a friend, connect with them, send them some of that. All right. We also have a couple other people that we also want to be able to thank as well too. So we're going to get that out of the way as well too. Let's see. We got one more. Beautiful. All right, real quick, what we're going to do is we're going to just mention once again the artistic director, Preston Cato, and his team curated the film blocks, the festival film blocks. The features represent a world vision with stories coming from across the globe. The short films are screened in thematic blocks of like-minded films grouped to create specific cinematic experiences. Now, speaking of our next cinematic experience, we do have our next filmmaker here with us today. So how you doing? This is where you're going to be talking, so don't worry about that. One of the first things I want you to do is I would love for you to introduce yourself, your film, when and where it's playing.
All right. Hello, my name is Felix Nolasco. I'm writer, director, producer of Catharsis. My film will be in the Zucker's Theater at the November 11th, 4 p.m. Block on Tuesday.
Wow, nice. Congratulations. Have you ever been to the Zucker Theater before?
No, it's first time.
Really? There's a lot of history behind that theater. A lot of dailies have been seen there, and a lot of ghost sightings have been seen there too. So you're in for a treat. So, all right. Now, is this your first time with the Queens World Film Festival?
Yes, first time.
Nice. So what made you want to submit to this particular festival?
Yeah, because they have like this initiative of exploring they have like this initiative of exploring like films that are very provocative, films that like trying to say something that's very important in today's environment.
Nice. Okay. Well, as you know, Ina, your goal is to reach out and connect with the audience. You know that our theme for our festival is all about connections, whether they're made, missed, or yearned for. How would you say your film fits within that theme?
Yeah, so my film is based on this comedic actor. So the whole story is like after his brother's death, a comedic actor tries to replace him in Macbeth, but needs the approval of this like maniacal director as his past guilt starts to haunt him. So it's the story of Cain and Abel set in theater, of the
Ooh.
dramatic actor in Cain. I mean, of the comedic actor in Cain and the dramatic actor in Abel, and how comedic actors, they don't have the same praise and award consideration compared to dramatic actors. So he kills him and tries to replace him in Macbeth. But in doing so, all the horrors of what he did drives him mad, like the Macbeth play. And one of the reasons why he's doing that is because he wants to have like this connection. He wants this emotional connection of the audience. He doesn't want to be a clown anymore. He's trying to yearn for that for the gold, for the awards consideration, for the glory, for the praise. And in doing so, all the horrors of what he did to his brother drives him mad, like the Macbeth play, which causes a catharsis.
Oh, well, look at that.
Right? This is the logo of the film.
I love it.
So-
Nice. I'm taking it your inspiration came from a little bit of Macbeth.
Yeah, so the whole inspiration is, so the whole idea of Macbeth is trying to get something that's not yours, trying to get the crown, but in doing so, what Macbeth did to get that thing that he mostly desires drives him mad, of killing someone, and in doing so, the horrors of what he did just driving him mad to the point of like seeing things that are not there, like such as daggers or ghosts and things in that nature.
Nice.
So,
I like that. I like that a lot. Are you from Queens by chance?
no, I'm from Jersey, actually.
Oh, you're a fellow neighbor, Bridge and Tunnel guy. I like that. So
yeah.
What made you want to submit your film to Queens Royal Film Festival?
So the reason why I wanted to submit it because they're targeting films that are very provocative. Once you watch it, gives you like this strong visceral reaction, and it's trying to say something that's very important in today's like environment, discussing about like ego and wanting to do something in order to achieve it. When doing so, you begin to realize the horrible things you did in order to get that something that's not yours. And we see that so much in social media, people like doing like these horrible things in order to like gain a fan base. But in doing so, like they begin to realize that when doing so, they begin to realize the horrible things they've done in order to achieve that.
Yeah.
And we see that a lot, even in politics today.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, you said that people doing crazy stuff on social media, right?
Yeah, like just horrible things, like doing like horrible things to other people. Like, for example, like putting like, trying to get like that 5 minutes of fame in order to like build like a fan base of hate, a fan base of just hate.
Trolls.
And, like, yeah, trolls.
They usually end up with
basically.
a audience of trolls that don't even care about them. You ever look at your Facebook post from 5 years ago?
Exactly.
I'm so ashamed of myself sometimes.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because like this like ego, like you want like so badly that fame and notoriety that people are willing to do like horrible things in order to get it, and that's like originates like in Macbeth as well.
Right.
Not only Macbeth, but also of Cain and Abel. And that's what my story is all about.
Yeah.
Of this comedic actor who wants that praise and wants that award consideration, and is willing to like destroy something as sacred as brotherhood in order to get it.
All right.
And like all of this I did in order to create as a proof of concept to be made into a feature film. Because you only see 9 minutes of you only see the climax of the story, which is like 9 minutes long, which I have like an entire like feature-length film trying to create.
You're creating.
Yeah, I'm trying to create it. Yeah.
Take the trying out, man. You're doing it.
You're creating.
Yeah, I'm doing it. Like, because I have
Right
the
now.
feature-length script made. I got like the main
You
characters.
did the proof of concept and you're shopping it as a short right
Yeah,
now?
I got like
man.
the cast like of the main characters. I got like original music. I got like the look and feel and like sound of the film. Like I did like put all my heart and soul into it because like I always wanted to be a filmmaker. Even when I was like 7 years old, watching Lord of the Rings: Return of the King with my family. It's like the very first image I ever had as a kid.
This your first film?
Yeah, the first film.
Congratulations,
Lord of the Rings.
man.
Yeah, and I was like,
no, I'm saying this is your first film.
Yeah, no, fourth film.
A fourth film.
Yeah.
Okay. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Still. Have you been in this festival before?
No, this is first time.
What made you submit to this festival?
Yeah, because they're all about provocative stories, about trying to say something that's very important in today's world. Not only that, but like something that's, it might not have like the biggest budget. It might be like rough around the edges, but it has something to say that can like speak to like a whole like millions of people across the world.
Correct.
Well, I like the fact that you did your research to be able to do to submit to this film festival, and being that you did your research and you know that like Queen's World is pretty much has a pride of showing films that could be uncomfortable to some people.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, being that now that you're in this festival, what has your experience been like? Meeting other filmmakers, meeting the staff. What has your experience been like? Is it meeting up to your expectations?
Yeah, it has, and actually, the executive director, like she actually like contacted me personally that I got accepted like days before like the official selection. I felt like very like special in a way because that's never happened to me before. Because I had like so many like rejection after rejection of people saying like, oh, it's just too it's just too like dark, it's too upsetting. But it has to be upsetting. Like we're talking about, because like I want to like, it's as a cautionary tale, like this is what happens to you if you let your ego drive you mad, if you let your ego destroy something as sacred as family.
Wow.
And we see that so many times, even like today's politics with like Trump, of like this like person just spewing so much hate and like venom, like, and he's using that as a platform to get like these people like on board and create like more hate and like trying to like destroy like so many like people of like diverse cultures and of like diverse sex and diverse race out there, you know?
Yeah.
Where can we find out more information about your film, or do you have any social medias you'd like to share?
Yeah, so we're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and even LinkedIn. So the social media handle is the Catharsis Movie. So it's the Catharsis, CHTARSIS movie. So I have like a bunch of stuff in there. I have a trailer. I got original music. We got featured in the podcast. I got interviews of the cast and crew. I got like, I just like, it's like that saying, like Noah says, if you build it, they will come.
Absolutely.
I'm not finally here, and I'm trying, and I'm like one of the best film festivals in New York City, and I'm trying to build it as far as I can go to like prove to the studios that there are people out there who really want to watch this film.
There's an audience for all films, man.
Yeah.
I believe that. Congratulations, man.
Thanks.
And I can tell you, coming from Jersey, coming to Queens right now, what we want to do is we want to get that audience to your film.
Yeah.
So do me a favor. You see that green light right there? Yes. In your best salesman pitch voice, I just want you to say, "We will see you in Queens."
All right. We will see you in Queens.
Love it.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Congratulations again. Yeah. All right. We have yet another filmmaker here with us. As you guys can see, he shared his Instagram. He shared his website. So feel free to visit them, find out more information. But more importantly, visit our website, Queens World Film Festival. We're all about connections. Connect with a film. Connect with a block. Get those films and blocks and connect with your friends. Have them come see a movie. Enjoy storytelling made by people who want their stories told for you guys. Once again, our theme is connection, so hopefully you'll be able to connect. Now, we have our new filmmakers here today. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Now, before we get started, I would love for both of you to introduce yourselves, your film, when and where it's playing as well.
Let's try that again.
You can talk directly to the mic. You don't necessarily have to look at me. Yeah, just talk right to the mic, and you can just look right there. Yeah. But mostly to the mic.
Got it. So, my film is called Bright Vignettes: How Astoria Got Its Pride, and it's screening on November 14 at 8:30 p.m. at the Zucker Theater.
Nice. Now, are you the filmmaker?
I am the filmmaker
And
and the composer.
My name is Salvatore Sanelli, and I am the music composer.
Oh, so you're the music. You wrote the music.
That's right.
Beautiful. Okay. Well, as you both know, our theme this year for our festival is all about connections, whether they're made, missed, or yearned for. How does your film fit in that category? Could you explain a little bit about it to us?
So, Bright Vignettes, How Astoria Got Its Pride, is the first film that actually covers the queer history of Astoria right here in Queens.
Nice.
So
Okay.
I would say, in my view, the way that it fits in is that queer people, we yearn for our history, right? A lot of the time, the histories we inherit are not known to us, or they are invisible to us. So hopefully this film makes the last 30 years of history, queer history here, visible to our community now and to future communities.
Interesting. I kind of like that. I was just curious about how far you were going to go back. So it's 30 years of history of Astoria's queer culture.
So technically, I have research that goes back from that. I have research that goes back to 1890.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Well, I believe
But-
that. Yeah.
But the film the film was assembled by the people who would be willing to talk about their experiences. And the person who's had the longest running drag show in Astoria, Candy Samples, has been doing a monthly show since the late 90s.
Wow. All
So-
right. Nice. Well, again, I'm being educated right now as well too. So good on that. Good on that. All right. So yeah, definitely there is connection there with history, with culture, with everything else as well too. I love the fact that this is primarily in Queens. Now, is this your first time submitting to Queens World Film Festival? No, you have before. I know I've seen you before, so I
We've
definitely have
spoken
seen.
before.
Yes,
It's
I
my
have. I
first
was going to
time
say you look
participating.
familiar, but
Yeah.
this is your first time experiencing it, right? So, coming from someone who's new and also coming from someone who's also seasoned, would you say, why did you submit to this particular festival? What is it about this festival that caught your attention?
Oh, well, because the film is about Astoria.
Mhm.
And this festival is primarily, but it's a global festival, which is incredible. But the festival happens right here in the heart of Astoria. So it's like the heart of the film, the heart of Astoria for me. And this is its world premiere.
Yes.
So
Congratulations.
it's very special for me.
What about you? Why this festival? What was so interesting about submitting to this festival?
Well, part of it is that this festival and the premise of it being about community and not only connecting with people of the borough of the community. I mean, that's also what our film was, exploring the community and connecting with the people of the community and hearing their stories and sharing their stories. So we thought fitting that the first community to be exposed to this as a feature would be the community where it's from.
Yeah.
Welcoming it back home, which I kind of enjoyed as well too.
Exactly.
Now you wrote some of the music, correct?
Yeah, I wrote the score.
Yeah. Can you tell us a journey about that? How does the music impact the storytelling?
Well, music in general is such of course, a beautiful thing. But what music communicates is everything that words can't.
Yeah.
Right. In general, not only in films, but just all across. Right. What words can't say, in transmitting feelings and certain emotions, music communicates that, and it's why it's such an integral part of film and of life in general. So that's what I was, I guess, busy exploring. Whenever hearing these stories, thinking about my own stories. I mean, I participated in the Pride Festival where we had originally met, and so I also, in a way, lived this film too, and was transmitting those feelings and emotions, and it really complements and goes hand in hand with.
So it's also a personal film for you as well too.
Absolutely.
I like that. It's a passion project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Good on you guys too. Okay, now being again that you're brand new to this festival and you are seasoned as well too, I would love to hear your personal experiences with this festival, coming from someone who's seasoned, coming from someone who's brand new.
I love being in this festival because I like the criteria. Meaning, I like the different genres. I like the different films. This festival for me is always about ideas, not just good execution, but also ideas. And I think that's why I came to this festival before I submitted my work into it, right? So I was a festival goer before I submitted my work for the first time 2 years ago. So last year was my first time at the festival, and this year is my second time.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But I was a goer, and I came to see films here because of the variety and because of the wide scope that it is. So that's what it is.
I love that. It's almost like you came here and got inspired. Yeah. What about you? How has your experience been since you got accepted?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest takeaway in this particular festival, because I think the idea first of submitting to a film festival can feel a little like daunting, especially for someone who's a bit newer into this kind of film world.
Yeah.
Where my background is often in a different side of the music world, right? But it's been a really great experience to kind of, be in a very welcoming environment, an environment that really champions the community and really champions, diversity of thought and speech. So, I think that's been very pleasant and made the experience very kind of like ease my mind, obviously.
Well, congratulations on that as well, too. Good on you for that. Absolutely. Continue. Yeah, if you have something you want to say.
I just want to say that it's second time around, it's even more affirmed that this is a very wonderful homegrown community of independent cinema. Right? So I made a movie about Astoria, but I've also lived here for some time.
Yeah.
So it's like I literally walked home from the screen.
Yeah.
And so like to have a community that of independent cinema where we're just meeting and talking about ideas. We're not doing that like greasy thing where
Yeah.
we're just like schmoozing and having no meaning behind it.
Yeah.
Schmoozing with purpose is another thing.
Yeah.
But here, I feel like everybody's just so driven by purpose.
Yeah.
So it makes it more special for me.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that the experience have been positive for the both of you, especially coming from two different, one season and one brand new. Now, what I'd love to know is, I would love to know if you have any more information about your film, whether it's a website or do you have any social medias you'd like to share?
Yeah. So the film has a Instagram account, Bright Vignettes. It's at Bright Vignettes.
Nice. And do you guys have any personal Instagram accounts that you'd like to share? Maybe your music or directing, or
Yeah, I mean, I'm at Serious Alpaca on Instagram. It's funny, but yeah, that's right. It's me and music stuff and all that good stuff as well.
great. And can you tell us one more time your film name, the date, and the time that's going to be showing?
Yes. So it's Bright Vignettes, How Astoria Got Its Pride. And it's screening on November 14 at 8:30 p.m. at the Zucker Theater.
Yes.
And you know what I want to say? It's screening with another great short film that I'm very excited to see called How We Keep Us Safe. How We Keep Us Safe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right. And how to keep us safe, you said? Yeah, you bring it right there. You said how to keep us safe?
Yes, the short film on our blog is How We Keep Us Safe by Sean Angela Beatty. So I'm really excited with that I'm screening with that film.
I'm glad. That's one of the reasons why we always like to put the similar films in similar blocks, because it's always a good combination of films to watch. Yeah. So thank you guys one more time. Well, last thing I would love for you guys to do, right in that green light right over there. This is Queens. We want to make sure we get the Queens audience. We want to show hype. So in your best salesman pitch voice, can you just say, "We will see you in Queens"?
Queens.
We will see you in Queens.
Beautiful. Thank you guys so much. Thank you. No worries. Hey, we want to try to help us out as much as we can. So I really appreciate that. All right, guys, we're going to get one more filmmaker. As you guys once again saw, we have a lot of different films from pretty much around the world and around the corner. So once again, we ask you, go to our website, check out our blogs, check out our trailers, follow some of our filmmakers, learn more about it. If you have any questions, communicate with us. We're going to get talking to one more filmmaker here too as well. We're going to learn all about it. But once again, we ask you guys to help us out. Connect with our filmmakers, connect with our films, connect with your friends, send them links. We are always having a blast. We want to have fun. And more importantly, we want to see you guys there. So we have our next filmmakers. Welcome, guys. So how are you? So what we're going to do is real quick before we get started. Yeah, you want to just talk to there. You don't even have to look at me. So what we want to be able to do is I would love for you guys to please introduce yourselves, your film, when and where it's also going to play.
Okay, our film is Half a Life. It's a short film. It's a half a life. It's a short film. It's playing in the Rule Breaker section. That's on November 13th at 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Kaufman Astoria Studios Theater.
Congratulations! It's at the Zucker Theater at Kaufman Astoria Studios.
Yes.
Congratulations! Zucker Theater is history, to put it lightly. Once you step inside, it is history. Are you the director, producer? Introduce. Yes.
I'm the co-director. My name is Sanjeev Majumdar.
Nice to meet you.
My co-director is my twin brother, Ranj Majumdar. And Savita is the star.
Oh, well, look at that. So we have the co-director and the star as well, too. Well, congratulations for being a part of this festival. One of the questions that I would love to let you guys know, being that our festival, it's all about connections. The theme is connections, whether they're made, missed, or yearned for. I would love to learn more about your film, but can you explain how your film fits within the theme of connections?
Okay, well, the one thing is that anybody who lives in Jackson Heights, Queens, we all know there's too much connection. Too much connection in Jackson Heights. It's in the streets, in the daytime, it's in the nighttime. You could buy anything. You could buy any kind of drug you want. You could get any kind of whatever else you want. And our film deals with illegal immigration documents forgery.
Ah.
You know those people we see on the street saying social?
Yeah, social. Yeah.
Yeah, it's even bigger now. So the main character of our film is played by Finn Wittrock.
Uh-huh.
He's an Emmy nominee. He's a known actor.
Nice.
He plays Ivo Terzic, a Bosnian Muslim refugee from the war, who's now in Jackson Heights, who's a counterfeiter. His business is selling fake green cards in Jackson Heights.
Yeah.
And Savita's character is interviewing Ivo to try to expose him for social media clout. It's ambiguous. And the short film is about that.
Yeah.
But it's part of a bigger feature that we've been developing for years.
Yeah. Well, I was born and raised in Jackson Heights, so I completely understand what you mean. And I'm always fascinated about people who always want to film about Jackson Heights. And that to me has always something I've been growing up with. So I'm kind of interested to see how detailed it is, especially with that world that you're explaining with, because I know the social every time I'm walking down the street.
Yeah.
So believe me, I grew up with that, English and all that. So one of the things I also wanted to know that I understand that this was this shot completely in Jackson Heights?
In Jackson Heights, and we had great, we had wonderful contributions from the Jackson Heights community, from Akbar Kiran Haider. He's a big part of the Bangladeshi community.
Nice.
So he got us a free graphic store.
Oh, wow.
On the
Okay.
short film, right? Free location.
Yeah.
Right. Beautiful location. And it's on Bangladesh Plaza, right near Diversity Park.
Yeah.
So we shot this in one day in 10 hours.
Wow.
In Bangladesh Plaza, and then the last part in Diversity Plaza with the social scenes. Originally, that was meant to be shot in Roosevelt Avenue, right?
Good luck on that.
Yeah, under the train, right? You can't even get sound there.
Yeah.
But Diversity Plaza is so beautiful to look
Yeah.
at. It looks like Blade Runner.
Yeah.
We just put it there.
And I also think that Diversity Plaza is also Jackson Heights. We think Roosevelt Avenue, but Diversity Plaza is pretty much Jackson Heights too. Are you guys from Queens?
Oh, I was born in Jackson Heights.
Uh-huh.
And I was born in Queensville.
Oh, not Queensville. So you're local Queens as well,
Yeah,
too.
local Queens.
All right. So now we have two Queens locals. Great. And I love the fact that we have Queens local telling the Queens story. I would love to ask both of you guys. It's like, well, mostly you first, and then I'm going to ask you a completely different question. But I understand why, but I want to hear from you. Why did you submit your film to this particular festival, Queens Road Film Festival?
Well, to me, Queens always meant a lot to me because my story is kind of strange. I was born in Jackson Heights, right? And then my family bounced around for a little bit, and we ended up in New Jersey, in a small town that was extremely racist, right? And I'm still traumatized from it. I'm still angry about that. My experience there. One of my good friends from Jackson Heights, from Woodside. No, not Woodside. He was in in the area next to the mall.
Oh, okay. Queens Center Mall?
Queens Center Mall.
Okay.
Not
Yeah.
Jackson Heights.
Regal Parkish kind of, yeah.
He was there. He passed away. I remember I told some kids at the school about that. In this small town, they started laughing about his name. So for me, I always wished my family just stayed in Jackson Heights. Because I always love the diversity of the community. You could be yourself here. You could be anybody here and still be accepted, right? Of course, there's like gang stuff.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Whatever, right? I could handle that stuff.
Yeah.
Right? Violent stuff I could handle. Racism I can't handle.
Yeah.
But So when I made my film, when I wrote the screenplay for the full feature of Half a Life, I wanted to show a vision of this world of this kind of diversity that wasn't like woke politics,
Yeah.
where wasn't shallow. It was very much about these people interacting.
Yeah.
So Queens has always been very much kind of like my safe, like space.
Hmm.
So I wanted to make a movie that was an ode to Jackson Heights, Queens.
I like that.
And I feel like Queens World Film Festival is the festival of my
Yeah.
beloved borough.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me, the way you're describing it, it kind of reminds me, and a lot of people have also said this too, that Queens has sort of become the new Manhattan. And I feel that, like, even with the Jackson Heights, with everything that you're talking about, it reminds me of like the grittiness of, let's say, like Taxi Driver, for instance. So, and I kind of believe that, because I wouldn't see that kind of like culture in Manhattan. But in Queens, I still kind of see that culture as well too. Not in a negative way, but that like the real New York kind of like situation.
Well, think about Travis Bickle in Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
Is that Travis Bickle is a racist himself
Yeah.
throughout the whole movie, right?
Yeah.
Our character Evo,
Yeah.
he's very much, he loves the community.
Yeah.
He's part of the community, and he likes the people.
Mm.
Even though the character is traumatized and it comes out in moments, as you see, but it's almost like a polar opposite, because Travis didn't want to be part of the city. He wanted to destroy the city.
Yeah.
Evo, he's making these documents.
Mm.
He's very much integral function
Mm.
of this neighborhood. And of course, he's a criminal, so he has the maturity level of a 16-year-old. Get real, right?
Yeah.
So he doesn't know the long-term consequences of what he's doing.
Yeah.
And the movie and the short film doesn't glamorize
Yeah.
what he's doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so like the movie's not some propagandist movie saying that, oh, you should go out there and just make, fake papers for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's where Savita's character comes in. She's questioning why he's doing this. You get into the main character's background. He's I don't want to give it away.
No,
but,
of course.
But he's a refugee of a genocide.
Got it.
So that formed his worldview.
Nice. What about you? Your experience, not only from like being part of this film, but also being accepted in this film festival. What's it been like from start all the way up to here?
Yeah, I mean, when I read the story, I really, really enjoyed it, and I thought it would just be such an interesting character to play, because like I always love playing opposites in my characters, and like the fact that there is a part of me that's empathizing with this guy he's an immigrant himself. He, at his core, he obviously is a criminal, but he's trying to help these people, and then so it's like I was trying to make a lot of conscious decisions on how to play the character, but there was a part of me that's like, yeah, I mean, if I'm thinking about that, but then also from the fact of like, well, I'm trying to expose him because he is doing a crime.
Yeah.
It was just really fun to play in my and then, I mean, just being in Queens, I'm from Queens. I love everything about Queens, and being able to be in a festival that like pays homage to the city that I was born and raised in, and have this story that is so integral, that seems like, it's telling the story of such a great city. I think it's amazing.
Well, one of the things that I've also noticed, and I kind of like, well, it's not more of a notice, but it was expected and unexpected at the same time too. Being that we're part of the theme's connections, a lot of people have been telling a lot of stories that are really dealing with what's been going on in today's day and age. Do you guys think that your story also relates to what's been going on in our modern society as a whole?
I started writing the full version of the movie. I started writing it back in 2010, 11, during the Obama administration. One of my good friends was an immigration attorney on Roosevelt Avenue. And at that time, Obama did a big expansion of detention. So no one's innocent in all this, okay? So it's not just one-sided.
Yeah.
Who's a good guy, who's a bad guy.
Yeah.
I wrote it then. Then Trump came into office. Things got more extreme.
You're telling me.
Yeah, things got more intense. And I have two contacts of information. My friend, he's an immigration attorney, and I have another friend at ICE. High clearance. A kid I grew up with, right? In that small town, actually. He went to work for ICE.
Yeah.
I showed him the screenplay. He said, okay, it's very fair. This is what we do. We deport people. This is what we do. That's what he said a few years ago. Okay, it's fair. And he's a good, he was always a good guy. He's always honest, right? He wasn't going to try to make himself look like a hero. The way that ICE actually justifies what they're doing
Mhm.
with destroying these families
Mhm.
is that as long as we catch one child molester, it's okay to sacrifice a bunch of families. That's how they think, right?
Wow.
Yeah. Now it's even bigger. Now it's big ICE raids. People, regular citizens attacking ICE officers. I don't totally agree with that. That's
Yeah.
the way to do it. So that's going on. So it's even bigger now.
Yeah.
I started writing this back in 2010. It's way more insane now.
It's sad that it's still relatable. Even more so.
You know what? I was watching Gangs in New York again, right? Love that movie.
Yeah.
This conversation was going on back in the 1860s, man. New York. New York.
Oh,
This is not
It's-
new.
Yeah, it's like either we're progressing or regressing. So hey, we got to go in one direction. We're going to go. I would love to find out more information, not only about your film, but about yourselves. You guys have a website, social medias. We'd love to follow you guys, if anything. Well, can you share them?
Okay, my website for color correction. I'm a colorist by trade.
Mhm.
That's www.resurgenceimaging.com.
Okay.
And my Instagram is Resurgence Imaging.
Hmm.
My name is Sanjeet Majumdar. You can find me. Just search my name.
Yeah, so my Instagram is Savita, SAVITA_XX. And then I have like a Vimeo. If you just look my name up on Google, all my stuff will come up because I just was told that websites aren't usable for actors anymore. So now I have like a Vimeo and Actors Access. All of my stuff will come up if you type Savita Sickle.
Nice. Now, let me ask you, while shooting this, because you guys shot it in one day, correct? 10 hours?
Yes.
I know whenever you have to shoot like a couple of days of productions, you get lucky days and unlucky days. But within those 10 hours, did you have like miracle like situations or unlucky situations? I'd love to hear it from like both of your perspectives.
Well, it was actually Akbar, Tehran. The first day, I used to, because I was writing this, the full script for a while. I saw this corridor in Bangladesh Plaza, and I always wanted to film there.
Yeah.
And then I saw they had a graphics print shop. I emailed my friend, right? And he says, listen, I need a print shop to shoot in. I need one. He says, I know the owner of Graphics Room. That's a print shop right there. I'm like, okay. So we could shoot the exterior, and it looks beautiful, and the interior, which looks gorgeous too. Texture on the walls, lucky. That's very much serendipity, right? I get that location for free. We get 10 hours. And I was concerned that when we shoot like a documents forgery lab, it was going to look like Kinko's. That's what I was worried about. This place looked great, right? We got lucky with that. Plus, I worked with my DP, took pictures of the location, and I always had an eye anyway, and I'm a color, so I always know, okay, I could shadow that in post, I could reframe that. It went smooth. It was, we got beautiful shots inside. Boom, Savita scene with Finn outside. Right? Last part of the shoot, Diversity Plaza, block away.
Mm-hmm.
1 block away, we wheel all the equipment over there, and we're just rocking and rolling, man. It's in Jackson Heights. You could film in the same 3 blocks, and you get the scope of a whole city.
Also, like just Finn being a phenomenal actor, it was just so easy. He's like the best scene partner I've ever had. I was already a fan of his, and so I was like so excited to work with him, and he's just such a natural, and so I just felt like it just made acting so easy. I was like, wow, this is just effortless. So I feel like that was just
There were some speed bumps. I remember a lot of people partying stuff out.
there were people like stopping because I can't give away much. But some parts of it people on the street were concerned.
Yeah, I can
and
imagine.
we're like, we're acting, it's not real.
I mean, it's Jackson Heights. We've seen it all, but at the same time too.
Yeah, so like they're wheeling stuff out of these businesses, and you could hear it in the sound, right? But Finn and you just kept going. I just said just keep rolling, because me as a director, I like to keep the takes rolling because I used to edit too. I still edit, and you could use anything from a long take. Once you yell cut, you can't use it anymore, and you see it in the actors' faces. So I like to keep the whole take rolling, right? And even Finn, I remember when we actually did the sound mix, he said I was really worried about the sound. But I worked with a great sound mixer named Carlos Martinez.
Yeah.
And he was able to filter all that sound.
Oh, wow. Nice. That's a dream right there. Oh, my God. All right. Well, guys, being that you guys are part of the Queens World Film Festival, the audience that you're going to get, obviously, you're going to be Queens people, but we want to get Queens people to come see it. So what we want you guys to do, right on that green light that's on the screen right over there. In your best salesman pitch voice, what I want you guys to do is I want you to say, "We will see you in Queens."
We will see you in Queens.
Beautiful. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. Congratulations on being part of the film. Thank you guys so much. All right. Thank you guys. We got our last filmmakers for today. We're going to be actually doing more interviews on another day with Mr. M as well as me. We're going to learn more about the filmmakers, their films, where to find them, how to see them, where they're performing, etc., etc. So, with that said, do we have one more? Or
Yeah, she's wrapping it up with us.
oh, you're wrapping it up. So I lied. We do have one more person.
Use the mic. Use the mic.
You want to
use the
just like
mic.
put it as close as possible.
I'm
All right.
kicking it
welcome,
with
welcome,
a
welcome.
juror. She's actually going to be choosing which films are going to be winning.
Ah, so you're one of the jurors, huh? All right. So
use
my
the mic. Use the mic.
my question is this: it's like, well, we have a lot of filmmakers out there, and obviously, whenever they're submitting their film, yeah, you want to get some recognition. What is the process that you go like to choose whether a film to be screened or a film to actually win a particular prize? What is the process that you go through?
Well, I try to do a bit of a holistic approach because we've got a lot of people on different levels here. You know, we don't have particularly a student block or we don't categorize things in the ways that things have historically been categorized. And Katha, our founder, is very passionate about that. She's not putting all of the African American movies in a corner or anything like that. It's very grouped by theme, very intentionally. This is about the films. This is not about the industry, and therefore, you know, you're gonna get. This is Katha.
There
This
you
is
go. We
our
got Katha as well
lovely
too.
executive director.
Yeah, we're talking about
Katha
how
Cato. I
a
was
movie
quoting
gets
you.
chosen from our jurors. So please continue. What else? What else?
So that being all said, I'm definitely looking at story
Mm-hmm.
because you're investing in filmmakers. And a
Mhm.
lot of them are emerging and they're first time filmmakers. So you really want to give credit to their to the people. You're trying to see the people behind the movies.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I'm from production myself. I'm an editor, I'm a VFX artist, I'm a creative producer, so I'm very much looking at production value and everything like that. But I think what Katha amazingly does is also just helps these people get these films ready in tip top shape. You know, if there's a student coming in the last minute and they need help with getting their thing to, production to theater standards, DCP, everything, they've got them covered, which is amazing. I'll definitely be looking at story, and for animation, I'm definitely looking at creativity. That's gonna get you far in my department.
Yeah, because we have a lot of filmmakers out there who are always curious. Everyone always has a film that they want to showcase. But what I've noticed, not only just from a lot of filmmakers who said it themselves, but my own personal experience from this film festival, a lot of the films that are chosen are usually films that are willing to make you feel something, whether it's maybe a little bit of uncomfortableness or whether it's something that's completely like kind of like how can I say it, not in the good realm, but kind of controversial. That's a little bit controversial and all of that. So is that something that you encourage filmmakers to take more chances, or do you really just focus on story where it's a simple story, or would it be more of a complex story?
Oh, absolutely. I think that even all of the most treasured films do challenge and present change and leave you want to feel changed by the end of the movie. I think that is the biggest honor that a film can provide to you as a viewer. So that's what we're all striving towards. We don't want a tiny neat wrapped up thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's definitely the ethos of the Queen's World Film Festival as well. We're trying to get those stories that haven't been told and therefore haven't been answered. So,
Katha, is there any particular films from the past 15 years of the festival that stick out to you, not just controversy-wise, but maybe story-wise, or even just behind the scenes of how the film got in your hands?
There is a 30-second film, and it is a perfect film. It is perfectly constructed, and it's about a teddy bear that commits suicide.
Wow.
And when we screened it on opening night, nobody applauded, and there was a voice that called out, "That ain't right." And I love that film, and Preston loves that film. It's just beautiful. It's just incredible. And then we had a 3-hour film from India that was just amazing, and it was really hard to program, but we did it anyway. And I have to be honest, I don't watch as many of the films in the screening process at all as everybody else does. I get to enjoy them in the festival. And I think what strikes me is about the films that he chooses are very provocative and challenging, and I like that. I mean, it's really hard to do something like this, so we're not going to go easy.
Yeah. Being that you're a juror and you also have to pick which films are going to be screened, are there any films that just didn't make it but you kind of just wish did? Like how does that process make you feel?
Well,
Please explain.
She didn't actually.
I was just saying how lucky I am that I did not have to do that. Because you did.
I did once. And it didn't work out for me. It was too much.
It's really hard.
You watching too many films. So everybody on the screening committee, salute to you. Maybe I'll do it next 1 year in the future again. I don't know. But for right now, I can't do it again. That was a lot. It was a lot. You're watching films almost every day, all day.
Yeah.
For like at least a month. At least.
What would be your advice or suggestion to future filmmakers out there who are submitting their films to get the juror's eye, the potential juror eyes, or to potentially get their film screened? What is it that you prefer filmmakers to do to get your eyes on their film?
I think just to have a clear understanding of your identity, what you're presenting. I'm actually also presenting a couple of blocks at this
nice.
film. I'm part of the Future Past Future block, and I'm part of the Rule Breakers block, which I'm very excited about. Amazing films that I'm part of, and I'm talking to a lot of them about their triangle, and what's the 3 kind of things that are making you unique in terms of your storytelling, your background, the message that you want to get, like your style. And that just makes it a little bit easier for us to kind of process and understand what are we watching. We like to categorize and put things in boxes, and I think that helps us package up a story a little bit better.
Well, I have to say one thing. The theme, connections. From what every filmmaker who has spoken about their film and connecting their film to the actual theme of it, I feel that everyone who explained what their film was about was explaining it in a situation where it's kind of parallel to what's going on nowadays. Is that something that you guys were intentionally looking for, or did it just serendipitously happen?
So the theme comes completely out of what has been submitted, and it started to emerge. And I coined the phrase, but that was because I heard the conversations constantly about connections. I heard that word over and over. And then so I asked them at one point, well, talk to me about it. And he was like, well, this is all about people who can't connect. And this is about people who are yearning to connect. And so we came up with connections made, missed, and yearned for. And then that just kind of just brings it together. But it comes out of the submissions, and it's there almost once. It's solidified by the second edit of the table. And then it is what it is.
Gotcha. So it's pretty much you guys didn't come up with the theme, but the theme pretty much developed on its own based on what you guys were watching.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you guys are very meticulous, and just so when you just don't watch the films, you kind of pretty much connect the films, which happens to be our themes.
You have no idea. You're sitting with, I think, just an absolute legend. Kath and Don Preston, I don't know, what are we calling him these days?
Mr. Cato.
Mr. Cato, Mrs. and Mr. Cato are just absolute legend pioneers and just people that bring the community together in so many ways. And it is really fascinating being in their space. I'm really grateful that they have let me be a part of this. Their house is an archive of the most amazing things that they've been part of in the last 50 plus years that they've been making films. it's really incredible. And
It's very nice
yeah.
of you to say. You know, you just do what you do, and Richard knows this, and Montaigne knows this, and you know this. You just do what you do, and suddenly you're 80. Suddenly you're almost 70, and you look around and you go, "Damn, I did a lot." And I do feel that we both leaned into who we are, and I feel that when you're standing there and looking at all of those people, and they just want it so bad, and it's so hard. I think what comes through from Preston a lot when he's watching the films is the emotion of the filmmakers. And there's some nights that he'll walk into the room and he'll just say, "I just watched a fucking piece of art."
Mm.
And then there'll be times when he'll watch it, and I'll say, "You look unhappy." And he goes, "Yeah, I don't like it." And I said, "Well, why don't you stop?" And he goes, "Because what if that's what they wanted? What if something is revealed at the end?" And so he literally watches everything, and I don't know how he does it. I don't know. It's really, really something.
Well, Katha, you and Preston for 15 years have created not just a festival, but a community. Was that always your intention? Because separate from other filmmakers that focus on completely other things, a lot of people have just said that when they think of Queens World Film Festival, they do think it's a community or anything. Was that your original intention?
Not at all. It wasn't. The original intention was there was a festival that had been here before, and it had self-destructed, and it really left a bad mark on everybody. And we were volunteers at the time at that festival, and so we were going to do it for 1 year just to cleanse it, and everybody loved it. So then we did it for another year, and everybody loved it, and so here we are. And then when people started to submit that had submitted in the past, we started to understand what was going on, and that's a theme that came up. The community, I don't know if it wasn't our idea. It really wasn't, but it's undeniable of what has happened. And there's 2010 alumni.
Wow.
From 98 nations.
Wow.
It's crazy. So what I say to all of you, if you're going to go to anywhere in the world, ask me, because I probably know somebody there, and they would love to see you. They would love to have you sleep on their couch. They would love it. And because, you know, you guys work so hard, and you work so small, and you work and you work and you work and you work and you work, and you see when they come here, they're kind of like they don't know what to do. And really, you want me to talk to other people? And then they start to let down their shoulders and they start to lean into it. And that for me is the thing. It's the thing for other people, other things. But that for me is tonight when you see them go, okay, I don't have to be worried about my screening. They have PTSD, filmmakers all over the world. They have PTSD because I don't even like to say it because it jeopardizes it. But, you know, it's hard to be on the festival circuit. It doesn't always work out.
Yeah. Wow. Well, congratulations, Katha, for a very successful 15 years of Queens World Film Festival, still going strong. And not only that, it's been recognized, hasn't it? It's been recognized by a few actual. Can you name who's?
Oh yes, I can. Movie Maker magazine.
Yes.
We're so appreciative. I think it was in 22. We were in the top 50, and it was either 21. We were in the top 50, and 22, which I'm really proud of, is in the top 20 film festivals for first-time filmmakers. And I'm really happy about that because we're training people to go out and be better at all of the festivals. So I don't know. We're best of the borough in 2025.
Yes.
And you can vote for us now. And I'm spacing on a lot of it because it's so now. But I want to thank both of you guys for hanging tough with us for so many years and being just there. And we couldn't have done it without either one of you at all. We could not have done tonight without you guys. This was spectacular.
Great. Well, with that said, I think it's time for us to come to an end. But before we go, we just want to remind you guys that the Queens World Film Festival not only is turning 15, but because of its 15th celebration and 15th year, they have 124 films in 17 nations, 17 days, 3 screens, 2 venues, and of course, you guys. The theme is Connections Made, Miss, and Yearn for. You've connected with a lot of filmmakers today. We want to connect you to their films, and we want you not only to connect to their films, but connect your friends to these filmmakers and films. Connect as much as people as you can. We want these films. with meaning to not only move you, but also give the opportunity for the storyteller, the filmmaker, to tell their stories. Between November 5th and the 15th, we're going to be screening at Museum of Moving Image and Kaufman Astoria Studios. It's going to be 31 blocks of interesting, challenging, exciting films from around the world and around the corner. We'd like to give a special thanks to Katha Cato, Preston Cato for all the jobs that they do, and everyone in the Queen's World staff, volunteers, and the committee. My name is Mr. Rich. I'm here with Mr. M. This was the Queen's World annual kickoff potluck party, which was live. We will be back again with other events in the future. The next one is going to be October 15th at the Presser Queensboro Hall, and then opening night on November 5th. We'd love to see you guys there.
See them where?
That's right. See you in the movies, guys.
No. That's not what we've been telling people to say all night.
We will
Oh,
see
that's right.
you.
We will see you in Queens. That's right.
Big Queen. Big Queen.
Well done.